everybody, and welcome to Tanaka Bowl number 8, where it is the Knapp Medical Center pregame show. Carlos Robledo, along with Mike Gonzalez. We also have Weslaco Panther Corps in the house. That's right, the band is already here because it is senior night right here for the band members. And oh yeah, Mike Gonzalez, we got a little football game to play because the district championship is on the line.
No doubt about that, Carlos. This is the game that everybody looks forward to when the schedule comes out. Tinaco Bowl, Weslaco High against Weslaco East. This is the 8th edition. We've had great games already. Looking forward to this one.
All right, so let's take a look at what happened this morning because it was the Breakfast of Champions that took place at Weslaco High School early this morning, a time for the two teams to come together for breakfast. Members of both teams were on hand, so were the coaches, cheerleaders, student council, and we also had some members of the band that were there. The drum majors were there. We also had the superintendent, administration of the football players. The event was held at Weslaco High School. Both teams take turns hosting the Breakfast of Champions. Next week next year, it'll be at Weslaco East High School. But just a sign of sportsmanship between these two schools, Mike Gonzalez. The weather is nice.
Yes.
It's nice and cool.
Beautiful.
It's almost like a playoff type atmosphere.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, if you recall back in the summertime in July and August when training camp began, it was 100 degrees. But then as the season goes down, the weather changes, it gets cooler, and everybody's going to have their coats later on tonight. It's going to be nice and cool. It's good football weather. The whole community is going to be out here. Hopefully we have a packed house, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, so far I think they said that the home side is nearly sold out. And they're also selling a lot of tickets on the visitors' side. Weslaco High School will be the home team. The visiting team will be Weslaco East this year. All right, let's take a look at the 31 6A standings because we're in week 9. Only 1 week of football left after this one. And here who is already clinched the playoff spot, we've got Weslaco High going to the postseason. The Wildcats are going to the postseason. You can see they're both 4-0 on the season, so that's why this game will have district championship implications. Robert Vela 3-1. They're still in the hunt for district championship. And then Edinburgh North, they clinched last night with a 3-2 record. And then Edinburgh, Economides, and Donna North, they're out of the playoff mix. You got our top 4 teams, Mike Gonzalez. We already know who's going to the postseason.
We know that it's going to be Weslaco High, Weslaco East, Edinburgh Vela, and Edinburgh North last night after a victory over Edinburgh Economides. We know the Panthers are going to be Division 1. Weslaco East will be Division 2. Edinburgh Vela will be Division 2. Edinburgh North goes in as a Division 1. But the question remains, who is going to win a district championship? Well, this game is going to play a big factor in it. Edinburgh Vela is also still alive for the district championship. So if the Panthers win tonight, they have the inside track. They control their own destiny. Weslaco East also controls its own destiny. Edinburgh Vela still alive with a 3-way tie or perhaps by district champ.
All right, so let's take a look back now at Tinaco Bowls in the past and some of the things that we have had in the past. And this series started 7 years ago. The very first Tinaco Bowl was a complete sellout with 14,000 people here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. They were in attendance because everyone wanted to see this cat fight. There was absolutely no room for anyone in the stands as it was just jam-packed for this contest. Look at that. That's the visitor side right there. Nobody was available. No places to sit down at all. And that was Tinaco Bowl number 1. And in the very first Tinaco Bowl, it was East scoring 2 touchdowns in the first half, and they won that game 24-0. Let's take a look at Tinaco Bowl number 3. And it was raining the whole time. That's right. Lots of rain in that one. That was in 2014. A driving rainstorm. The Panthers took the lead in that game. It was a battle of the ground game. The rain coming down hard for the runners on that one. Not a lot of turnovers. The Panthers won that game 28-21. And then last year, the closest margin of victory for any team with only 3:02 in the game. Jacob Cavazos, the quarterback, yep, he's back for his senior year. He led the Panthers down the field. He passed the football, a lot of running as well as you watch this spectacular run right here to try to get set up in field goal range. They were down 21-20, and then George Martinez, he came over from the soccer team, and he nails the 22-yard field goal, and the Panthers win. Tinaco Bowl number 7, that was last year, 23-21. And those are just some of the memorable moments for Tinaco Bowl, Mike Gonzalez.
Yes, Carlos, we've had a lot of great moments in this game. And personally, Carlos, my favorite moment would probably be the inaugural Tinaco Bowl when right before the kickoff, the Panthers came out and former player Mando Del Toro was the honorary captain, and it was such an emotional and touching moment because not only were the Panther fans fired up, but the Weslaco East fans also gave him a round of applause. And as you know, Mando Del Toro was fighting cancer at the time, and such a great, humble person, a former player. And, everybody just came together, and I just thought that was the perfect way to kick off this rivalry, this series, with both communities just coming together all as one, and then we got the game going.
All right, certainly a memorable moment there in Tinaco Bowl history. And let's take a look at who has won this series so far. The Panthers do lead this series 4-3. It was the Wildcats winning that first one 24-0. Then the Panthers, they win 2013, 2014, 2015, and then Wildcats 16-17. That's when they had the big three, Mike Gonzalez. Right. And then in 2018, the Panthers, of course, that was last year, 23-21. And what is it, Mike Gonzalez? The Panthers win the close ones, and the Wildcats, they win those games, the ones that they have won by large margins.
Yeah, no doubt about that. For some reason, the Wildcats have had its way winning the blowout games, and the Panthers are the ones that win the close games with the district championships on the line. 2014, 2015, the district championship was on the line, and it just kind of worked out that way. Sometimes the series do funny things, but I don't know, just the Wildcats, when it's been a blowout, they've had their way, and just I wonder if it's going to come down to that. I don't think so. I think it's going to be another close game, and that to me would favor the Panthers, being that they're used to the situation.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about this game. The 2018 or the 2019 version of the Tanaka Bowl number 8, where it's going to be the battle of the quarterbacks. That's right, you got two very good quarterbacks on both sides of the team, and we're talking about Jacob Cavazos from Weslaco High School, Ramsey Vasquez from Weslaco East, and what Jacob does so well is he doesn't need a big hole to run, and he's got quickness, shiftiness, and then he's got that breakaway speed. How many times did we see him do stuff like this? He went 66 yards for the score. This is against Harlingen South as he scores a touchdown, and then against Edinburgh Villa, the biggest run of the night for him. Check this out. It looks like they have him bottled up, and he gets away, breaks the tackle right there, and Cavazos was gone 65 yards for the score. And then on the other side, the quarterback for Weslaco East, Ramsey Vasquez, he is also quick and speedy. He's an athlete. He plays offense, defense for East, but primarily he's their go-to quarterback. Here he goes 62 yards against Edinburgh North, and they were at third down and 25-yard line from their own 5-yard line. And look what Ramsey Vasquez does right here, Mike Gonzalez. He just takes off 95 yards for the touchdown. Both these two players, Mike Gonzalez, very, very dangerous whenever they get their hands on the football.
And what I like about this, Carlos, is that both players actually are making their third start in the Tinaco Bowl series, so the experience factor is going to be there for them. They both played quarterback last year. Ramsey Vasquez over 100 yards last year, scored all 3 touchdowns. Jacob Vasquez over 100 yards of offense, had a key touchdown catch from Payne Kanab. And so you put in the playmaking ability of both of those players into this situation. They have the experience. So if the game were to come down to the second half, fourth quarter, we know that both of these players have the capability of dominating the game and take over and perhaps get that game-winning touchdown.
All right, Mike Gonzalez. Well, we know about the headliners. We know about Vasquez. We know about Jacob Cavazos. But what about, the X factor? What about the guys that are not in the headlines? We picked 2 guys, one from each team to talk about. And we're talking about junior from Weslaco High School, Rodney Garza, and Hector Muniz, the senior from Weslaco East. Garza has played quarterback, wide receiver, defensive back, punter, and holder. And look what he did right here against PSG North, passing 41 yards. To Jacob Cavazos to set up a touchdown for them. And then against Harlingen South, he goes to wide receiver. And this is Rodney Garza going 99 yards for the touchdown reception. And then against Economides, they put him at defensive back. And he's out there playing center field. He had an interception right there. He had a second interception. And he ended up with 3 interceptions against Edinburgh Economides for this junior defensive back, wide receiver, quarterback, holder, doing a little bit of everything. As far for the Wildcats, we got Hector Muniz. You got to look out for him because Hector Muniz is dangerous on defense. They will go deep to him on sometimes the quick pass, and look, he'll break away like he did right here against Edinburgh Economides. And then look out because Vasquez will go deep to him. against Edinburgh North. He has 7 touchdowns so far on the season, and these guys can be a big factor tonight, Mike.
Exactly, Carlos. And what I like about both of these players, they're utility players. They can make a play on offense, defense. They can be involved in a trick play here or there. And I'm sure both players were involved in a game plan for this game. Hector Muniz, we've seen him through the jet sweeps. He averages about 8 yards a carry, so keep an eye on that. Rodney Garza, utility player, can be used as a running back, as a quarterback, even on special teams, can make a contribution. And there's just something about that kid, does very special things at a critical situation. And also, keep an eye on Josh Burgett, linebacker for Weslaco High. In only 6 games, he has 61 tackles, started the year as a backup tight end, had a crucial tackle against Edinburgh Vela early in the season, which the SaberCats were forced to kick a field goal right before the first half ended. Panthers kept the lead, then took control in the second half.
All right, thank you very much, Mike Gonzalez. We got someone over here who wants to talk a little bit. Juanita Baldonado, how are you doing?
Good, I'm so glad to be back. It's been a while.
You got to be pretty excited about the game. You are a product of Weslaco ISD, graduated from Weslaco East, so I know you're excited and ready for this game.
Definitely. So interesting fact, the first game was in 2012. I was actually a freshman in high school when that first game happened. So it's just so amazing to not be sitting on the stands and be sitting here.
So earlier you had an opportunity. You went to Weslaco High School. You talked to Gabriel Gonzalez.
Definitely. We had a little fun conversation. We had a full-on conversation about cereal. So which goes first, the milk or the cereal? Yes.
Okay.
And he showed us around his truck. So how about we take a look at that?
Let's take a look.
We are at Weslaco High School with Gabriel Gonzalez. So Gabriel, thank you for having us today. We look forward to getting to know you. So Gabriel, who are you outside of football?
I think I'm just a guy who likes to play video games with his friends, go and hang out with his friends, and have a good time here at school, make the best of it.
What kind of video games do you like to play?
Mainly sports video games, which is pretty ironic. I play Madden a lot. I play a lot of 2K, and here and there I'll play some shooter games as well.
So what video game are you best at?
I think I'm the best at 2K.
At 2K? Okay, how much time do you spend playing 2K?
It's crazy, about hours a day, I guess, maybe 2-3 hours on average.
Tell us, what was it like growing up? How did you grow up?
I grew up in a very sports-cultured family. A lot of my family ran track, did football. So I guess sports was a big influence in my life as to why I'm playing sports today.
Your brother used to play here as well. Am I correct on that? Okay. So did you follow in his footsteps? Is he kind of the person that motivated you to play, or how did that start?
I think he motivated me in a way that I kind of want to create my own legacy and surpass his accomplishments. Not so much following in his footsteps, but just trying to surpass the things that he's done.
So where do you see yourself in maybe 5 years?
I see myself finishing classes at one of the universities that I decide to go to, and hopefully applying to an optometry school to become what I want to become, is just an optometrist.
Gabriel, what kind of car do you drive?
I drive a Tacoma, a black Tacoma.
Can we go check it out?
Sure.
Okay. You have a specific name for your car. I know a lot of people like to name their cars trucks.
No, I don't have a name. That's more. I feel like that's more of a sports car, muscle car type of thing. So I kind of just have something to get me around.
Do you think we can see the inside of it?
Sure.
Okay, awesome. What's the most essential thing that you have inside your truck?
Bluetooth, my phone, the music.
So how much time would you say you spend with your truck?
I spend, I think, a lot of time every morning coming early practices, 5:30 in the morning. I think I'm one of the few people that blasts their music in the morning to wake myself up. That's what I do. I like to do that.
What is this? Tell us.
Well, my mom had gotten this sticker, and I had told her I want to put this on my truck because, like Coach Sherman always says, that it's a brotherhood after you graduate as well, but the brotherhood lives on forever. So I think that's why I put this on my truck, because it's for life.
Awesome, Gabriel. Well, thank you so much for having us here today.
All right, thank you very much, Juanita, and thank you, Gabriel Gonzalez. We look forward to your reports during the game.
Thank you so much, and yes, of course, stay tuned.
All right, so we will have live audio tonight on Facebook, and it'll be Scott Harrison and Fred Alfaro on the call tonight. Guys, what do you think about tonight's game?
Carlos, I just can't wait for this game because we have so many contrasts going on. For example, on defense, you've got a defense for Weslaco East giving up about 255 yards a game. Meanwhile, the offense for Weslaco, they can score from any place, pass, run, any place on the field. Football Fred, you got to be excited about tonight.
This game, Scott, has the three things that I really look in a football game. First one, awesome weather. Two, bragging rights, really, who wins tonight for the community. And then three, a district championship on the line. That is what makes this game going to be a good one tonight. Glad to see all the Panther fans and all the Wildcat fans in the stadium. We are in for a great one.
Well, I tell you what, they say that defense wins championships, but this isn't the Super Bowl. This is the Tanaka Bowl. So let's wait and see, guys.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Let's take a look at the weather for tonight. And like Fred said, we have perfect weather tonight. Very low humidity. If any humidity, it's going to feel about 66 degrees. Should be a good game, Mike Gonzalez. Great time that we're going to have in this contest because it's a district championship that is on the line. It should be good.
I agree, Carlos. A lot on stake. Both teams are already in the playoffs, so now it's just about bragging rights and going after the gold ball.
All right, we'll go ahead and leave it right there, and we will see you after the game where we will crown a champion, Tinaco Bowl number 8. Thanks for joining us here on the Knapp Medical Center pregame show.
Weslaco High School Panther Corps is honored and proud to present our 2020 senior class, accompanied by their parents and family. This is a very special night. Our seniors have been waiting 4 years for this evening. And we will start with our first senior, Valerie Michelle Alejandro. Valerie is accompanied by her parents, Melissa and Christopher Marmolejo. Valerie is a 4-year Panther Corps member, an honors band member, and a member of Mariachi Pantera. Next is Brian Anthony Alvarado. Brian is escorted by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Marco Antonio Alvarado. Marco is a 4-year Panther Corps member and performed with the award-winning Best in 6A drumline. Ethan Alvarado is our next senior. He is escorted by his parents, Oscar and Belinda Alvarado, and sister Aisha. Ethan is a 4-year Panther Corps member, a member of the Honors Band, and also a percussionist with the award-winning Best in 6A drumline. Crystal Aponte is our next senior. Crystal is accompanied by her mother, Corazon Aponte, her godmother, Zulema Gomez, and her godfather, Ramiro Gomez. Crystal is a 2-year Panther Corps member and also a member of the Honors Band. Lillian Bravo. Lillian is accompanied by her mom, Heidi De Leon, and her father, Joe Bravo. Lillian is a 4-year Panther Corps member and a 1-year drum major. Deandra Castro Vela. Deandra is accompanied by her parents, Heriberto and Ena Castro. Deandra is a 4-year member of the mighty Panther Corps. Our seniors are receiving their 4-year Letterman jackets from their head band director, Rod Leal. Thank you, Mr. Leal. Next is Mar Jalín Cárdenas. Mar is escorted by her mom, Delia Rosas, her sister, Kayla Alviso, and her grandmother, Candelaria Rosas. Mar is a 4-year Panther Corps member and also a member of the Honors Band. Eric Jacob Carvajal is escorted by his mom, Melinda De Leon, and his grandparents, Braulio and Anita Carvajal, and his grandmother, Antonio Trevino. His grandmother, Antonia Trevino. Eric is a 4-year Panther Corps member and a member of the Honors Band. All of these seniors were leaders in our award-winning Mighty Panther Corps Band, which just recently, a couple of weeks ago, was chosen the best marching band in 6A and overall grand champions at the San Benito Pre-UIL Pigskin Festival. Let's give them a big round of applause. Our next senior is Dylan Cavazos. Dylan is escorted by his parents, Hector and Rachel Cavazos. Brothers, Brian and Daniel, and sister Madeline. Dylan is a 4-year Panther Corps member and a percussionist in the Best in 6A drumline. His dad, Hector, is the vice president of our band boosters. Our next senior is Jorge Chavez III. Jorge is escorted by his mom, Nereida Chavez, and his sister, Georgina. Jorge is a 4-year Panther Corps member. Our next senior is Juliana Cummings. Juliana is escorted by her parents, Matthew and Yolanda Cummings, and her sister, Madison, brother, Joseph, and her aunt, Sonia Gonzalez. Juliana is a proud member of the 4-year Panther Corps band. Our next senior is Ramiro Daniel III. Ramiro is escorted by his mother, Estela Arriaga, sister, Elaine Guajardo, and nephew, Isaiah. Ramiro is a 4-year member of the award-winning Mighty Panther Corps. Our next senior is Elijah de la Rosa. Elijah is escorted by his father, Hector de la Rosa, his mother, Becky Ibarra de la Rosa, and his sisters, Veronica and Rosalinda, and brother, Dylan. Elijah is a 4-year Panther Corps member and also a member of the Honors Band. Our next senior is Abel Garcia. Abel is proudly accompanied by his parents, Arturo Garcia Jr. and Mona Garcia. Abel is a 4-year Panther Corps member. Our next senior is Efrain Garcia Jr. Efrain is escorted by his parents, Luis and Maria Lopez, and his brother, Eros. Efrain is a 4-year Panther Corps member, a member of the Honors Band, and also the Jazz Band. Our next senior is Angel Garza. Angel is accompanied by his mother, Lorena Garza, sister, Zaida, brother, Adrian. Angel is a 4-year member of the Panther Corps. Our next senior is my nephew, Noah Luis Garza McGinnis. Noah is escorted by his mom, Ana Garza, a 1992 alum of our Panther Corps, and his brothers, Eric Gerard Jr. and Elijah Luke Garza McGinnis. And his grandmother, my mom, wanted to send her love tonight. Noah is a 4-year member of the award-winning WHS Panther Corps drumline. He is a 3-year cymbals drumline section leader and a member of the American Legion Texas Boys State Band this past June as he represented WHS as a 2019 Texas Boys State delegate. He was awarded Best Cymbals in Conference 6A and Best Drumline in Conference 6A at the 2019 Roma and San Benito festivals. Our next senior is Pamela Gonzalez. Pamela is escorted by her parents, Dave and Patricia Gonzalez, brother Jonathan, sister Liliana. Pamela is a 4-year member of our Mighty Panther Corps. Our next senior is Juliet Gonzalez. Juliet is escorted by her mom, Martha Salinas, sister Cynthia Gonzalez. Juliet is a 3-year Panther Corps member and also a member of the Honors Band. Our next senior is Danny Guajardo. Danny is proudly escorted by his parents, Celinda Guajardo and Rick Anciso, and his brother, David Guajardo, sister, Emily Anciso, and brother, Anthony Anciso. Daniel is a 4-year member of the Mighty Panther Corps, the Honors Band, and also snare drummer with the Best in 6A drumline and conference champion. Our next senior is Robert Guzman III. Robert is accompanied by his father, Robert Guzman Jr., his mother, Denise Cantu Alegria, and his brothers, Ryan and Dominic Guzman. Robert is a 4-year Panther Corps member and also a member of the Honors Band. Destiny Hernandez is our next senior. Destiny is accompanied by her parents, Jeremiah and Brenda Hernandez. Destiny is a 4-year member of the award-winning Panther Corps and also the Honors Band. Our next senior is Ricardo Ibarra. Ricardo is escorted by his parents, Anselmo and Maribel Ibarra, and his sister Leslie, brother Ryan, and his grandparents Ismael and Rosa Ibarra. Ricardo is a 4-year member of the Panther Corps and our Honors Band. Clarissa Lozano is our next senior. Clarissa is escorted by her parents, Zeke and Janie Lozano, and family. Clarissa is a 4-year member of our award-winning Panther Corps. Our next senior is Noah Madrigal. Noah is escorted by his parents, Alex and Ana Madrigal, and brother Trey. Noah is a 4-year Panther Corps member. Jacqueline Marquez is our next senior. Jacqueline is accompanied by her mom, Isabel Marquez, sisters Jocelyn and Evelyn, and her niece, Isabella Brody. Jacqueline is a 4-year member of our Mighty Panther Corps and is also an officer with our color guard. Arisa Ray Martinez is our next senior. Arisa is escorted by her parents, David Martinez and Lisa Martinez. She is a 4-year member of the Panther Corps. Our next senior is Diego Martinez. Diego is escorted by her band director, Cecilia Perez. He is a 4-year member of the Panther Corps and also plays in our honor band. Our next senior is Leilani Martinez. Leilani is accompanied by her mom, Elizabeth Perez, and her brother, Cristian Martinez. Leilani is a 4-year member of the Panther Corps and also our honors band. Our next senior is Casey Medrano. Casey is escorted by her parents, Janet Aguayo and Eddie Medrano. Casey is a 2-year member of our Panther Corps and also in the color guard. Esteban Nunez Jr. is our next senior. He is accompanied by his parents, Esteban and Hereda Nunez. Esteban is a 4-year Panther Corps member and also a member of the honors band, jazz band, and Mariachi Pantera. Esteban is also our trumpet awesome soloist. Ayana Ochoa is our next senior. Ayana is escorted by her parents, Marty and Araceli Ochoa, and her grandparents, Noe and Estela Ochoa. Ayana is a 1-year member of our Mighty Panther Corps. Our next senior is just the best bass drum player in the Panther Corps, Matthew Ochoa. Matthew is escorted by his parents, Michael and Julista Julie Ochoa. Matthew is a 4-year member of the Panther Corps Honors Band and performed with the Best in 6A drumline. Angelita Peacock is our next senior. Angelita is escorted by her parents, Raul and Elisa Peacock. Angelita is a 4-year member of the Mighty Panther Corps. Andres Peña is our next senior. He's accompanied by his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jose and Maria Peña. Andres is a 4-year member of the Panther Corps Honors Band and Jazz Band. Ricardo Peña. Ricardo is escorted by his parents, Lucio and Elizabeth Peña, his sister Fatima, and his brother Lucio. Ricardo is a 4-year member of our Panther Corps Jazz Band and Mariachi Pantera. Our next senior is Zoe Peña. Zoe is escorted by her mom, Erica D. Peña. Zoe is a 4-year member of our mighty Panther Corps, is the student conductor this year, and also a member of the jazz band, and represented WHS at Texas Bluebonnet Girls State Leadership Conference. Zoe was also second runner-up in our WHS Homecoming Queen Court this year, representing the Panther Corps. Our next senior is Maricruz Perez. Maricruz is escorted by her parents, Isaac and Sandra Perez. Maricruz is a 4-year member of our mighty Panther Corps Jazz Band and Mariachi Pantera. Our next senior is Cheyenne Ray Perriman. Cheyenne is escorted by her mother, Joanne Oranday, and is a 4-year member of the Panther Corps, and is also an officer in the Color Guard. Our next senior is Ofelia Ramos. Ofelia is proudly escorted by her parents, Juan Antonio and Araceli Ramos, sister Amanda Ramos, and aunt and uncle Rogelio and Veronica Salas. Ofelia is a 4-year member of the award-winning Panther Corps. Our next senior is April Rodriguez. April is escorted by her mom, Arlene Rodriguez. April is a 1-year member of our Panther Corps and our Color Guard. Antonio Ruiz is our next senior. Antonio is escorted by his father and mom, Antonio Ruiz and Francisca Munoz. Antonio is a 4-year member of our mighty Panther Corps. Genesis Salcedo is our next senior. Genesis is escorted by her mom and father, Elvira Salinas and Marcos Martinez. Genesis is a 4-year member of our Panther Corps and also plays in the Honors Band. Our next senior is Rowdy Sandoval. Rowdy is escorted by his parents, Javier and Julissa Sandoval, and his brother, Rowley. Rowdy is a 4-year member of our mighty Panther Corps and also performed in the award-winning Best in 6A drumline. Our next senior is Taryn James Salceda. Taryn is escorted by his parents, Martina and Diana Hernandez. Taryn is a 4-year member of our Panther Corps Honors Band, Jazz Band, and represented WHS at 2019 Texas American Legion Boys State. Alyssa Silva is our next senior. Alyssa is escorted by her parents, Rolando and Belia Silva, and brother Gabriel. Alyssa is a 4-year member of our mighty Panther Corps. Our next senior is Genaro Arian Tafoya. Genaro is escorted by his parents, Genaro and Aide Tafoya, sister Angela, brother Marcos, and he is a member of our mighty 4-year Panther Corps. Our next senior is Elijah Torres. Elijah is escorted by his mother and father, Sandy Gonzalez and Luis Soto. Elijah is a proud member for 4 years of our award-winning Panther Corps. Our next senior is Karen Unick. Karen is escorted by her parents, Joseph and Kelly Martinez. Karen is a 4-year member of the award-winning Panther Corps. Mariah Yepes is our next senior. Mariah is escorted by her mother, Erica Arce, her brother, Henry Medina, her uncle and aunt, Rick and Dana Arce, and her cousins, Riley, Ailey, Aubrey, and Tristan Arce. Mariah is a 4-year member of our Panther Corps. Our next senior is Abigail Cepeda. Abigail is escorted tonight by her parents, Rafael and Becky Cepeda, her brothers, Rafael Jr. and Ryan, sister, Alisa. Abigail is a proud 3-year member of our award-winning Panther Corps and Color Guard. Ladies and gentlemen, those are our WHS Panther Corps seniors and their proud parents and families. Let's give them a big round of applause. Next up, we have our famous award-winning Dreamettes and their families. Our 2019-2020 officers and seniors are 4-year Dreamette Major Kaylee Martinez, escorted by her parents, Carlos and Lupita Martinez. Kaylee represented WHS at the 2019 Texas Bluebonnet Girl State Leadership Conference this past summer. Next senior is 4 years Dreamette captain Cyan de la Garza. Cyan is escorted by her parents, Silver de la Garza and Rosie Mireles. Our next Dreamette is 4-year Dreamette Senior Lieutenant Kiana Reyes, escorted by her parents, Jaime and Frida Reyes. The next Dreamette is senior 4-year Dreamette line member Emily Juarez. Emily is escorted by her proud parents. The next Dreamette is 2-year Dreamette Lieutenant Danielle Hernandez, escorted by her mom, Melissa Robledo, grandmother Beatriz Robledo, and sister Caroline Rose Arce. Our 2-year Dreamette Lieutenant Amber Hernandez is our next senior tonight. She is escorted by her parents, Fred Hernandez and Monica Martinez. And last but not least is 1-year Dreamette senior line member, Dianira Sepulveda, escorted by her proud mom, Berta Cantu, and her sister, Emberly Sepulveda. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our Dreamette seniors and parents and families a big round of applause. And do not move. Next up, we have the announcement of our 2019 Sweethearts. For many decades, Weslaco High School presented and announced our Sweethearts, our band, our Panther, and our, back then they were called Pacesetters, Sweethearts for many, many years. And we are proud tonight to bring back this very cool old tradition. And hopefully it will be continued for many, many more decades. Our 2019 Panther Sweetheart is Daisy Hernandez. Congratulations, Daisy. She is being presented a sash and a bouquet of roses from the Panther Boosters. Putting her sash on is our cheerleader sponsor, Ms. Bloomquist, Essie Bloomquist, herself a former WHS homecoming queen. Congratulations, Daisy. And for our next announcement, we have Weslaco High School Panther Corps Boys State delegates Karen Salceda and Noah Garza McGinnis, representing the Panther Corps, presenting this year's 2019 Weslaco Panther Corps Sweethearts, Valerie Alejandro. Congratulations, Valerie. Come down to get your sash and your bouquet of roses. Presenting her is Terrence Salceda, Noah McGinnis, and Mr. Rod Leal, her head band director. Once again, our Panther Corps sweetheart for 2019, Valerie Alejandro, presented by Noah Garza McGinnis, Terrence Salceda, and head band director Rod Leal. Congratulations, Valerie. I am loving those senior Letterman jackets. We still have one more sweetheart left to go. To finish off our 2019 sweetheart announcements, we have our 2019 Dreamettes sweetheart. And she is Dianira Sepulveda. Congratulations, Dianira. Dianira is being presented with her sash and her bouquet of roses from her sponsor, Cindy Rico. And you see her fellow Dreamettes cheering for her. Congratulations, Dianira. Let's give all these sweethearts a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time and your attention in honoring our seniors. I am Luciano Chano Garza, a proud 1981 member of the award-winning WHS Panther Corps. Good night, and go Panthers!
And tonight, we would like to recognize some very special leaders at Weslaco ISD, our school principals. They are entrusted with the most valuable resource, the next generation of leaders, our students. Represented here are the principals from every Weslaco ISD campus, and because of them, WISD earned 54 distinction designations from TEA. Also, thanks to the leadership, Weslaco ISD is the only 6A district in Hidalgo County to have every school earn an A or B campus rating from TEA. At Weslaco ISD, we greatly appreciate our principals. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Good evening, Weslaco East Wildcats. On behalf of Dr. Priscilla Canales, Superintendent of Schools, and Mrs. Yvette Morales, the Weslaco High School Principal, the Panthers would like to welcome you to Bobby Lackey Stadium. Let us be reminded tonight that both of these teams have given their heart to this sport, uniting them in friendship. We pray that everyone leaves this field injury-free. As a sign of sportsmanship, the Weslaco High School Student Council will be presenting you the token of our friendship. Ladies and gentlemen, let us be reminded that no matter the outcome, we are Weslaco. And remember, go Panthers!
The response will be given by Kayla Valdez, the Student Council Secretary at Weslaco East.
Good evening. My name is Kayla Valdez, and I am a member of the Weslaco East High School Student Council. On behalf of Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Priscilla Canales, our school principal, Dr. David Gamboa, and the students and staff of Weslaco East High School, we thank the Weslaco Panthers for welcoming us here tonight. We'd like to thank the WISD School Board, the Athletic Booster Club, and our Wildcat fans and family for the support they continue to show our athletes, cheerleaders, band members, and coaches.
Joining us tonight for the coin flip are Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Priscilla Canales. Also, the 2019 Miss Weslaco, Daisy Ramirez, a senior at Weslaco High School. Also, Little Miss Weslaco, Stella Silva. We remind sophomores and junior girls from Weslaco to sign up and compete for Miss Weslaco coming up November 24th.
gentlemen, who's doing the talking over here? Number 7? Number 4? All right, gentlemen, we're going to have a good, clean, fun football game, right, guys? Anything you have, any questions, you ask us, we'll correct that, okay? Gentlemen, just have a good football game. We're gonna have an honorary coin flip. We're ready to coin flip with the coaches. Miss, hold on real quick. West East, you're the visiting team. You're gonna call the coin toss. Go ahead. Call heads. It is heads. You have the option. Which way are you gonna kick, guys? We'll pick it. That's what we got. All right, gentlemen. Weslaco High, put your backs over here. Weslaco East, put your backs over here. Just like that, gentlemen. Here we go, right here, guys. Not too far. Come on in. Right here. Weslaco East, want to toss? They're going to receive the ball. Weslaco High will kick from the open. Gentlemen, shake hands. Have a good game.
Ladies and gentlemen, before the national anthem, we would like to introduce the veteran of the game brought to you by De La Garza Family Dental. Tonight, we would like to recognize United States Colonel Carlos Tamez. His career spanned 29 years of active and reserve duty. Tamez has served in the military operations in South America, Bosnia-Herzegovina, and 4 tours in Iraq. Colonel Tamez, a medevac helicopter pilot, commanded a unit that successfully accomplished over 1,600 combat missions. He evacuated more than 1,900 wounded United States soldiers. Tamez has numerous awards, including 2 Bronze Star medals for his heroic action in combat. Colonel Tamez is a graduate of Weslaco High School and Texas A&M University. He has been married to his wife, Patricia, for 25 years, and they have 2 children, Celeste and Aaron, who is a member of the Weslaco Panthers. Tonight, we salute United States Army Colonel Carlos Tamez, the De La Garza Family Dental veteran of the game. Thank you. Will you kindly stand and remove all headgear for the presentation of the colors and flag raising by the Weslaco High School Junior ROTC under the supervision of Weslaco ROTC Army Instructor Sergeant First Class Mario Gonzalez. Weslaco East Junior ROTC Armory Instructor Lieutenant Colonel Larry Fight. Keeping in tradition with the Esprit de Corps, Weslaco High School and Weslaco East will present the colors showing unity, that we are one, Weslaco proud. Color Guard members in the field, United States Rifle Cadet Captain Jose Naranjo, Weslaco High. United States Flag Cadet Commander Stacy Trejo, Weslaco High. Unit Flag Cadet Sergeant Liza Alviso, Weslaco High. Texas Flag Cadet Staff Sergeant Carolyn Rocha, Weslaco East. Texas Rifle Cadet Sergeant First Class Desiree Michael, Weslaco East. Unit Flag Cadet Commander Kaylee Casas, Weslaco East. Weslaco Panther Battalion Commander Lieutenant Colonel Sheila Tobar. And Weslaco East Battalion Commander Lieutenant Colonel Kayla De La Paz. Flag team members on the middle of the field consist of ROTC cadets from the Panther Corps Battalion and the Supervision Staff Sergeant Miguel Guerrero in charge. They're commanded by Commander Sheila Tobar, Cadet Executive Officer Miguel Lupercio, and Cadet Aaron Vera. And now join us as we honor America with our national anthem. Thank you, choir.
Touchdown, Wildcats.
Gatsa goes into the end zone.
And he's off to the races. 15-10, 5, touchdown.
It is time for high school football. We are live from Weslaco, Texas. This is Texas National Bank Field at Bobby Lackey Stadium. And along with Football Fred, I'm Scott Harrison. It's District 31 6A action. It's the Weslaco Panthers, 7-1, 4-0 in district. And they are taking on the Weslaco East Wildcats, 5-3 overall, and they are 4-0 in district. As a matter of fact, they have won all their district games after losing 3 straight in non-district, so they are coming on strong. This, of course, a big rivalry. It's called the Tanaka Bowl, and Weslaco has a 4-3 edge in the Tanaka Bowl over Weslaco East. Football Fred, rivalry games that is, are fantastic.
It is. Let me tell you what I would like to do. Let's go live to Juanita Maldonado, see what she has to say.
We are at the 8th annual Tinaco Bowl, where the Panthers lead the series 4-3. This year, not only are bragging rights at stake, but also they are contenders at a district championship. Stay tuned for updates throughout the game.
And the ball is kicked off. It is going to be Weslaco East with the ball first, and they are going to take it down to about the 22-yard line. You hear the noise of the crowd. This is going to be fun, Fred.
I was going to say, this sounds not just a district game possibility, but championship as well.
And now for the starting lineup on defense. All right, now we are going to see the offense. And of course, Weslaco East is led by Ramsey Vasquez, but they are missing one of their top weapons, Russell Garza. He had a leg injury, knee injury, out for the rest of the year. So it's going to be interesting. Lots of backs in the backfield, and it is going to be a run of just a few yards on the opening play. Quarterback keeper by Vasquez.
And that's what you're going to see a lot from Weslaco East tonight. Power run, a lot of different formations, and a lot of running. Be surprised if we see some passing, but don't be surprised if we see it, because they have been successful if they want to go to it. Ramsey Vasquez has been getting better as the year has gone by. Watch out for that as well. If you're a Panther defense, you want to keep an eye out on that.
So it is going to be 2nd down and 8 coming up. Gain of 2 on that first play. Wildcats moving to the north, away from the scoreboard here at Bobby Lackey Stadium in the first quarter, and a whistle. Second play from scrimmage.
This is the loudest I have seen Bobby Lackey all year. I mean, does this feel like a playoff game? It's a Weslaco East times in.
So timeout, and our coaches today, we have Mike Burgett, 7th year. Last year went 6-5. And of course, Roy Stroman, 1st year, doing a great job. These are 2 of the best coaches in the district.
Yeah, they've been around. They've faced competition. Both have started as coordinators, Now they're the head men at their respective schools, and they're both playoff bound. But tonight, it's a chance for district title. They want it all. You know, football teams, football players are very greedy when it comes to district championships. They don't like to share or give it to anybody, so that's why we're expecting a great game tonight.
Wesco East, mostly a running team. Vasquez this year, he has completed 15 of 23 passes for just 255 yards and 4 touchdowns. Last week, 3 of 3 for 52 yards. Has a 65% completion rate. They just do not pass that much. And Vasquez is going to keep it again. He's going to get the first down, and he is going to go over midfield. He is at the 40, 35, 30. He is at the 20. He is going to get down to the 10-yard line. He is going to actually go all the way for a score. I do not see any flags out there, and if that is the case, that is going to be a 76-yard run, but there is a flag.
Wow.
Holding, number 33, offense.
Wow.
Spotted a foul. Replay, second down.
Lightning strikes Ramsey Vasquez, but oh boy, hold on. We're coming back on a holding, and this is exactly what Weslaco East needed to start. Unfortunately, a flag on the field, and it brings everybody back. Man, that let me tell you, Ramsey Vasquez is one of the fastest kids I've seen in a long time running from the quarterback spot. And he just showed the speed.
Yeah.
He just took off. Nobody was there for the Panthers.
So ball is going to go back to the 15-yard line. Going to be second down and 18. Game just underway. We're at Texas National Bank Field at Bobby Lackey Stadium. Also want to remind you, the Weslaco Panthers 2019 season is sponsored by Knapp Medical Center. You can see Vasquez. He is going to hand off the ball this time, and it looks like it's going to be Guerra, and he'll pick up about 5 yards. Guerra had 5 carries for 68 yards. I believe that was actually receiving last week. He had some catches. He has 57 carries for 347 yards and 1 touchdown.
Rodney Garza came up and made that play. Gio is another guy who's fast. He needs just a little crease to get going. Weslaco East to start off is showing 3 guys in the backfield. A full backfield showing it to start the game. Really 3 guys flanked to the right of Ramsey to start the game.
So gain of 8 on the play. Around the 22-yard line, it's going to be third down and 10. And Vasquez is going to get it, going to be tripped up, be short of the first down. By the way, we were talking about Guerra. Not only is he a threat running the ball, also receiving the ball. This year, 5 catches for 68 yards and 2 touchdowns. And considering that this team only has less than 400 yards in passing total, that's a significant total individually.
He does a lot of things for this Wildcat offense, and he's explosive. He's one of these guys that, just like Ramsey did, he can take off from anywhere on the field now.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 8. Defense. That's 15 yards. First down.
So the ball was at the 35-yard line. It was a few yards short of a first down. Picked up about maybe 7 or 8 on the run. But because of the unsportsmanlike penalty, becomes an automatic first down.
And expecting this in the beginning of the game, both teams have been preparing really all year for this. And then this week it really ramped up. Coach Stroman, talking to us on the field, said, hey, I didn't have to, motivate anyone to this week. Everybody was at practice. Everybody was there early. They knew what was at stake. So you got to calm down. It's a little early. So let's see if they can put things together.
And the ball is at the 43, first down and 10. And it is Vasquez with it. It's going to pick up 3 or 4. Down near the 46.
Vasquez is reading it. Vasquez is up at the line, and he's seeing, okay, if they're going to follow my back, I'm going to follow another back into the line and run right behind them. So that's what they're trying to do now. And game plan is no secret. They want to run the ball and keep that offense off the field. The less you see Jacob Cavazos on offense, the better for the Wildcats.
So it's going to be now second down and 7. Drive has taken 3 minutes off the clock. You see Vasquez going to hand it off to Guerra, and Guerra is met head first as he tries to go through the center of the line.
That defense right in the middle is tough to penetrate. You have a lot of guys all year that have been there. Austin Craig is there. Of course, one of my favorite guys all year has been Adrian Fuentes, better known as Tank. Those two guys in the middle, they take up space. So when you try to run through there, just exactly what happened there, you're gonna be stood up quickly, and Gio was there.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 7. No gain on that play. Ball around the 46-yard line in Wildcat territory. And Vasquez has it. He is going to get to midfield. Picks up about maybe 3 on the play, 2 or 3, but still be several yards short of the 1st down.
You know, many people say, how hard is it to stop this running attack from East? All they do is run. Well, you stand in front of him and try to stop him. This is one of the bigger lines I've seen East, even though Coach Burgett told us it's not the biggest, but definitely he's got 3 returners coming back as well. So the fact is the talent is there, the size is there, and so once again, you try to stop that. It's tough. Brings up a 4th down now, so the Weslaco High defense was able to slow them down, see if they can capitalize on the stopping them here on the 4th down.
And here's their punter coming in right now.
Yeah, it's Javi Garzad. Now, he's a backup quarterback. Keep an eye on that. He can throw the ball. He's their punter, but he's also a punter.
So it is 4th down and 4. There's a whistle before the snap. Ball at the 49-yard line in Wildcat territory.
Number 9, offense, 5 yards, replay 4th down.
So it'll be 4th down and 9 following the penalty against the Wildcats.
Good crowd tonight. Both sides, really good crowd kind of taking its time to come in. It's a little cool tonight, so maybe they're grabbing their jackets to head up to the game, you know?
And getting ready for the punt. Garza 34 punts this year for 1,040 yards, averaging about 30 yards a punt. Not quite that on that kick, though.
Right.
And coming up in just a moment, we'll have the starting offensive lineup.
Erasmo Garces III, Roland Morales, Lázaro Reyes, Giovanni Naveja, Andrew Reyes, Rolly Boroni, Jaden Cavazos, Jaden Knob, Jacob Cavazos, KJ Jones, Jay Granados.
ATPE is your ally, your voice for professional educators.
And Jacob Cavazos passes it to begin the game, and it's going to be a pickup of several yards, but there is a penalty flag. Pass went to Jay Granados.
Yeah, Big Play Jay has recently had, that's what we call him, Big Play Jay, because he's been exactly that. A guy who's made a lot of plays. Makes sense? Sure. To me only, probably. But at this point, we're telling you that he can create all sorts of things.
Number 2, offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay, 1st down.
Well, Granados this year, 20 catches for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns last week, 4 catches for 20 yards. I remember one time a couple games ago where he caught passes on 3 straight plays.
Right. And it's good to see also, after this play, we'll mention, get some of the injured players back on offense. We'll mention who those are.
1st and 15, ball at the 27-yard line. Moving toward the north is Weslaco in this opening quarter toward the scoreboard at Bobby Lackey Stadium. And it's going to be Peyton Kanab, and he'll pick up a few yards on that play. Peyton Kanab, of course, having another great year at the running back position, rushing the ball so far 98 times for 694 yards, 13 touchdowns, averaging over 7 yards a carry.
So out of those players that come back, Rolando Morales is probably the biggest plus for this offensive line. He's back. They're starting offensive left offensive guard. And then, of course, Rolly Berones, the multi-purpose tight end, is also back from sitting last week. So he's here.
So going to be 2nd down and 14. Jacob Cavazos with Kanab in the backfield. Spread set, and he's going to run the ball, and he is going to get tackled at about the 33-yard line. So not much going at all on that play.
So yeah, we see the running there by Cavazos. He's just one play away from getting away, but Isaiah Martinez, he's one of those guys that is a defensive player. You have also big number 5, Jordan Velasquez, who's a big player for this linebacking core for this East defense. Now brings up a 3rd and long.
Right, pick up a 3 on that play. 3rd and 11. Ball at the 34-yard line in Panthers territory. We've got 3 wideouts on the far side, and there is a whistle as the ball is snapped. About Cavazos, by the way, this year, 67% completing his passes. He has completed 110 of 163 passes for 1,389 yards.
Offense, 5 yards. Replay 3rd down.
He's thrown for 15 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Last week, he completed 23 of 33 passes for 234 yards and a touchdown. This time, though, penalty against the Panthers.
Yeah, just a little slight movement there right before the snap got called. Make it even tougher at 3rd down now.
3rd down and 16, approaching 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. First possession of the night for the Panthers. Cavazos has it, and he is going to be tackled back around the 30-yard line.
A lot of good plays happening, especially from the linebacking spot. At that point, Erwin Morin comes up and he makes a nice play. He was on the spot. Big Leo Guerra on that defense was also there to corral Cavazos. That's what this defense needs to do.
So it's going to be 4th down and 16. And it's going to be Jacob Cavazos punting the ball. And he'll get it off. It bounces down to about the 24-yard line where it's down. And a nice punt.
So kind of testing the waters here a little bit, if you would. East had lost an excellent opportunity on a big run that was called back by a penalty, a holding call. But yeah, they struck first, but never really happened because of the penalty. So a little bit of a sparring going on here to begin, and we have another flag. This one on the punt.
Await the call from the white hat. We start using that.
We start using it now.
Let's talk to Coach Stroman, you know.
Yeah, so that probably be on the Wildcats. And also, hey, want to say hello to our friends that couldn't make it to the game tonight.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 5 yards will be added to the end of the run. 1st down.
Yeah, if they couldn't make it to the game tonight, maybe it's a little bit too cool for you. That's okay. We've got you covered. K-Wiz is live on Facebook, audio live, and obviously this game will be live later on this evening, the live broadcast anyway. Check for that as well. Glad to have you along.
So ball is back at the 19-yard line. Wildcats have their 2nd possession of the night. Remember, on the previous possession, the quarterback, Ramsey Vasquez, ran 76 yards. It appeared for a touchdown, but negated by a penalty. There he is right now. He's been a big contributor to this team for several years. Motion. Snap from over center. Gio Guerra has it. He gets to the 20-yard line. That's it. Hardly no gain on that play.
And we talked a little bit about it as Gio picks up just about a yard or so. Their big running back is out tonight, obviously due to injury, and you would love to see Russell Garza, but he's out tonight. I think a big loss happened just a couple of weeks ago. Adrian Juarez, one of their starting linebackers, went down on this field on a Thursday night against the Bobcats, and that was a big loss for them. So those 2 guys are missing key players. Russell tonight, obviously, done for the year with a injury.
Gain of 2 on the play, 2nd down and 8. Aaron Garcia among those on the tackle, and it's going to be handed off once again, and it will be another gain of just a couple yards. Guerra, you see him, the running back.
And he's been successful all season long. They've had a 1-2 punch. That's what I like to call it, the 1-2 punch between Garza and Guerra. But now that Garza isn't around, okay, so you've got Guerra, so who else is going to step in? Is it going to be Vasquez running the ball more? Are you going to see probably Muniz back there a little bit more? We'll wait and see. It's early in the first quarter, so still some adjustments I'm sure that Coach Burgett will make.
Gain of 3 on the play, 3rd and 5, ball at the 23-yard line. In Wildcats territory, motion. This time a pass play with the man in motion, and drops the ball. Was it a lateral? No, it's an incomplete pass. Pass was intended. Hector Muniz.
Yeah, quick quick pass out to Muñiz. Hector is one of the, if not their fastest players, along with Vasquez. And when he gets the ball, he's exciting to watch. So they're going to try to get his ball, the ball into his hands any way possible. And just a little quick pass, which really is a pass, kind of like a run Pele, if you would.
Well, you know, most of the touchdowns as far as receptions have come from Muniz. He has 9 catches for 232 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a weapon in the passing game.
Right.
That's right. We said passing game and Wildcats at the same time. Coach Burgett would get a smirk.
That's right. By the way, Garza, the player who's out, he had 97 carries for 791 yards and 9 touchdowns, and just 4 rushes for 16 yards before he got injured last week. So definitely somebody who's going to be missed. Ball is punted into the territory of the Panthers down near, I guess, the 31, 40-yard line, somewhere around there. We'll see in a minute where it's marked. So second possession of the night for the Panthers.
Okay, they're filling each other out. You got to get a feeling that they're trying different things, see what works. They were successful with a big run. Again, we emphasized it was called back, and that's as much as East has done. This is the second position for the Panthers. See if they figure something out.
All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 31-yard line of the Panthers. Their second possession of the game, 2:42 remaining, no score in the first quarter, and we are going to see a run, and this play is going to go to about the 46-yard line. This time it's Rodney Garza in a quarterback.
Yeah, Rodney can do that. Rodney is a type of player, again, he's a multi-purpose, you know, people call him an athlete.
Yeah.
When you play different positions, and they do, and he does.
So he got 15 yards in the first down on that play. We have 3 wideouts to the far side. Garza this time thinking about passing the ball, and pass is overthrown and incomplete. And by the way, Garza this year, coming into the game, was 8 of 12 for 114 yards passing the ball. Last week, 3 of 3 for 15 yards. So obviously, he has the ability to throw the ball, also rushing 7 carries for 26 yards.
Ball intended for Mel Rodriguez. He's been having a good season here in the late stages of the season. He's been coming on. So they've got a lot of different ways to get you the Panthers do. See if they can connect on some of these pass plays.
So ball is at the 46-yard line. This time Jacob Cavazos back in there. He's going to gain a few yards. By the way, we talked about how effective Peyton Kanab is rushing the ball. Well, Cavazos, he has rushed the ball 98 times for 763 yards and 14 touchdowns, averaging 7.8 yards per carry. So both him and Kanab average over 7 yards a carry, and both have done a good job. Both have rushed for over 700 yards this season.
I like that average.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yep. So it's going to be a gain of 3 on that play. 3rd down and 7. Ball at about the 49-yard line. But before it can be snapped, there is a flag.
Ball start. 66. Offense. 5 yards. Replay 3rd down.
Jonathan Granados on the one of the linebackers / defensive ends is playing the outside on the right side, and he's been having a pretty good game here to start first quarter anyway.
So 3rd down and 12. Remember last year, Weslaco won this game in the final minute over Weslaco East on a 22-yard field goal,
right.
23-21. A real exciting game. Clock running, approaching a minute remaining, opening quarter. Jacob Cavazos has it, and he is almost tackled in the backfield, and he gets the ball off in the last second, and it is complete to Jacob Cavazos down to the 44-yard line. Looks like it is a first down, needed 12 yards, may have gotten that.
Yeah, got real close. They might want to measure that. I know Coach Stroman is saying, yeah, they're going to do that. Yeah, it's really close. By the way, Coach Stroman is doing his best Gus Malzahn look today.
Yeah, like that sweater, huh?
Like
That's right.
Yeah, he's got that going on tonight.
By the way, that's the head coach of Auburn.
That's
People
right.
don't know.
That's right.
Jaden Cavazos this year, 32 catches for 387 yards and 4 touchdowns. Last week, no touchdown, but 7 catches for 70 yards.
Productive. You know, sometimes it's not touchdowns, but sometimes you're able to get first downs, just as important.
And by the way, that was a win over Edinburgh on the road, 48-21 for the Panthers.
Chain gang is out. Looks close. I think he got it, but we'll see here in a second as they stretch out the chains. Ooh. Well, you know, it's a 3rd down, and it's going to bring up a 4th down in about what is it, about at least an inch or two?
Inch or two. By the way, nice night for football. I believe it's about 66 degrees out there tonight.
Yeah.
So great temperatures, great crowd, great atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think we heard the length of a Sonic hot dog. Did that what the PA announcer said?
It's about the size of a Sonic hot dog. That's right. Everybody knew what he was talking about.
Yeah. All right, you can see some of the fans here, packed house. So let's see what happens. Jacob Cavazos. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw a quarterback keeper. He's got a slot on the right side. Jesse Hernandez and Peyton Knab in the backfield. And this time he's going to pass it over to Jay Granados. And Granados will get that first down. He is going to get down to about the 33-yard line. Didn't need much, got 11 on that pass reception.
Yeah, single coverage on the right side. They saw that right before the snap. A nice adjustment there. I don't even want to call it an audible. They were kind of, that was kind of the play all along. They just wanted to know where to go. And so Jacob right at the line says, hey, let's go this way. Gave him some match protection, quickly throws the ball out there to big play Jay.
Ball at the 34-yard line, moving to the north toward the end zone with the screen, the big TV here in the first quarter is Weslaco. Jaden Cavazos gets that pass, and he's going to get 14 yards down near the 20, goes out of bounds on the far sideline.
Again, out in the flat, as soon as he comes out, Cavazos, Jaden is so productive. Here we go again quickly.
They go quickly, and the ball is going to be handed off to Peyton Knab, and he is going to get down near the 10-yard line. First down pickup of about 11.
And you kind of feel they're setting up the run. They've been passing and kind of setting up the run quickly up to the line again.
First and goal to go, and it's going to be Jacob Cavazos, and he'll get down to the 4-yard line. So it's going to be second and goal to go from the 4.
Again, deliberate, up-tempo, quick up to the line of the Panthers, not giving the Wildcats any opportunity to sub. They've been out there for some time, and we're going to end the quarter.
That's right. So, after one quarter of play, there's no score between the Weslaco Panthers, the home team tonight, and the Weslaco East Wildcats. This is a K-West production. Along with Football Fred, I'm Scott Harrison. So they are going to switch sides. Now moving to the north will be Weslaco. Talk about the uniforms tonight.
Tonight, really, it's classic Weslaco purple. Purple pants, purple jerseys, helmets. Now, East has different color variations, but tonight, it's black helmets, white pants, white jerseys. Nice look for the Wildcats, too.
Second and goal to go at the 4-yard line. We see Jacob Cavazos. We see Jaden Cavazos in motion, but it goes to Peyton Knab in the backfield. Flag on the play. If it counts, it's a 4-yard touchdown, but we got to wait and see what the flag is.
Yeah, usually, again, when it happens that far away from the field, it's usually somebody holding, but it could be offense or defense. We'll wait for the official word.
Defense.
Oh, offside defense.
Result of the play is a touchdown.
The first score of the game is on the first play of the second quarter. It's 6-0, and Ram Galvez will come out and try the extra point.
And that's really why, if you're a Weslaco East fan, you're saying, look, can't have that. We got to keep them off the field as much as possible, because that will happen.
Extra point is up, and it is good. So it is 7-0. Weslaco Panthers scoring on their second possession.
Yeah, so they figured Weslaco High kind of got back to setting up the run, going up tempo, quick tempo, by quick pass patterns, what they're successful with, and they picked some nice yardage, big yardage gain by Garza. He came in and spelled Cavazos for a play, and he picked up a first down, and that set up their drive and gives them a touchdown. Nice play there.
And interesting enough, Peyton Knab and Jacob Cavazos, his quarterback, are now tied with 14 touchdowns rushing apiece.
Just can't have that.
Yeah.
You just can't have that. You got to break it somehow. I'm sure by the end of the night, they'll try their best to break that tie, get a touchdown, and that just helps the team, you know.
And by the way, I know Weslaco's got Edinburgh North next Thursday night.
Yeah, it's a Thursday night game.
North had a big win last night, didn't they?
Yeah, they were able to pull off it was kind of a weird game when it comes down to it. A lot came down to special teams, but at the end they were able to bring it down 33-8. Man, so now Edinburgh North, because of the win, they are now the 4th place team in the district, and they also have qualified now for the playoffs.
Kickoff. It's going to be taken at the 11-yard line, actually the 14-yard line by Gio Guerra. Cannot make the turn. His momentum took him out of bounds, so that's where it will be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats.
So going back to what we were mentioning, the big win by Edinburgh North really sets up a good matchup for Weslaco High. Doesn't really matter what happens here tonight, but next Thursday they also have a good game because, one, that could be for the district championship and really seeding as well. So that's an important game.
7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7 o'clock
And, of
Thursday.
course, next Friday, 7:30, it's going to be here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. Vela coming to town, taking on Weslaco East.
That's going to be a fun one, too.
Yeah.
Man, we got double header here next week, and this week and next week.
All right. So, 1st and 10. Ramsey Vasquez going to pitch it off to Gio Guerra, and Guerra is going to get down near a 1st down, maybe a yard short. Picked up about 9 yards on that play.
You can see his speed. You can see all he needs is a blocker in front of him to create something for him, and he can go. Close to another 1st down. I wonder if they're going to give it to him. They are going to give it to him, so it's a 1st down on that play.
And a guy that was featured in the pregame show, got a nice truck, was featured by Juanita Maldonado, made the tackle. Gabriel Gonzalez, I need a ride in his truck.
I know.
Wasn't that something? If you saw the pregame show, he's got a real neat set of wheels.
Gabriel, I'll show you some fishing spots we can go hit.
Okay. Good job by Juanita on that story, by the way. So actually a 1st down. They give him a 1st down, 1st and 10. And it's going to be a rushing play down to about maybe another 1st down. And this time, it's Hector Muniz.
Yeah, Muniz is a guy that we were kind of wondering if he was going to touch the ball quite a bit tonight. They tried a pass to him, a quick pass to him on the previous possession, and now he gets the ball in the backfield. He is dangerous.
Yeah, he
is dangerous.
Done a nice job this year. 32 carries for 268 yards, 2 touchdowns. Last week, 7 carries for 83 yards and a touchdown, and that was enough for a 1st down. So 1st and 10. And the ball is at the 37-yard line of the Wildcats. We've just begun the 2nd quarter. Panthers leading 7-0.
Timeout. Weslaco High.
Weslaco calls timeout on that play. Now, as we look at East, they're on the road a lot, right? They start off, I don't know where they played this game, but they played Manor.
Right.
Won 32-29.
Yeah.
Then they lose to Alexander 28-22.
Yes.
Just edged by Hannah 21-19. Lose to Harlingen 27, but then they go into district play, beat Donna North 56-0, shut out Edinburgh 28-0. And so you see all these shutouts. Then I think they shut out Edinburgh North next, 42-0, and then beat Economides last week 40-9. So 3 straight shutouts in district action.
Yep.
That tough pre-conference, pre-district matchups they had, that really did East a lot of good, didn't it?
Yeah, you talk to Coach Burgett, and he'll tell you. You know, it's when you play competition that tends to be explosive on offense, you want that because you're going to see, like tonight, you're going to see an offense in Weslaco that could put up a bunch of points quickly. So you want to have that experience. So, yes, this defense for East is one of the top units in this district.
And, of course, Vasquez, what a competitor he is, as always. And we are going to have 1st and 10, as we mentioned. East with the ball. It's going to be handed off, and it's going to be a nice run to midfield. Gain of about 12 or 13 on that play, and I believe it was Josh Gonzalez.
Yeah,
right?
Josh Gonzalez made it all the way down to meet the other Gonzalez, the safety. And you got to be careful with him because he is a return 3-year player really for the Wildcats. Lots of experience, but this young man, Josh Gonzalez.
So 3 straight running backs, 3 straight plays, I should say, by 3 different running backs, all 1st downs. All 10 yards or more on the rushes. Gonzalez, by the way, 6 carries for 38 yards and 2 touchdowns this year. And now we're back to Guerra, and Guerra is going to pick up 5 or 6 yards on that rush on the far side of the field.
And Burkett really pushed him off. You had Gonzalez out there as well. He's all over the place. You got to give credits to Gabriel. I mean, he's coming from the safety spot and making some plays. But nice play, and that's what it's going to take.
Right.
It's going to take that effort because they get to the 2nd level, the running backs for East, very quickly. So you're going to have to make some tackles.
Well, we see that Gonzalez, Guerra, or Muniz all can rush the ball.
Right.
Again, on this drive, each one of those backs has had a rush of over 10 yards.
And remember, you're missing Russell Garza out for the remainder of the season with an injury. You imagine that rushing attack they were kind of seeing here.
So a gain of 6 on that play. 2nd down and 4. Ball now in the territory of the Panthers at the 44-yard line, moving toward the south, toward the end zone with the scoreboard here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. Glad to have you aboard. Good crowd in attendance. That's what rivalry football is all about. This time, the ball will be taken, and not much is gotten that time as Ramsey Vasquez keeps it.
Yeah, the quarterback dive is a staple of Coach Burgett's offense.
Yeah.
He's been running that for years, and he's been successful with different quarterbacks. And, Ramsey is one of those kids that also has the ability, and even though he didn't pick up too much on that play.
But it makes it a very manageable 3rd down.
Yes,
Picks up several yards. It's going to be 3rd and 1.
That's what it does, exactly.
And, the way he dives, it doesn't look like he got much, but all of a sudden, a yard or 2 more than you thought.
Yep, that's it.
Vasquez over center. 3 backs in the backfield. Guerra has it, and he is going to get the 1st down. Gets the necessary yard, maybe 2 more. Talk about the setup on offense right now. They got 3 backs in the backfield. We've got Vasquez over center. Talk about that.
And really what they're trying to do is they're trying to confuse you a little bit of where the ball's going. All right, well, you see Guerra taking it.
Yeah.
You'll see Cardosa take it.
Kind of a...
Yeah, you're going to have to decide where you want to go. And really what happened there with Tank just missed Guerra on that play. He was pushing upfield. He just missed him.
All right. Again, 3 backs lined up behind Vasquez over center. Guerra gets it again, and he is going to get down to the 30-yard line. Maybe picks up 9 on that play.
So the Wildcats have decided that without no Russell Garza tonight, they're going to give and feature Guerra. And he has excellent vision, excellent speed. And that offensive line, we're going to have to start giving him credit because they're starting to really open up the holes, and especially doing this drive, picking up 1st downs quickly.
So kind of a power offense right now.
Power offense, that's exactly what it is.
With all those backs out there. 1 wide out on the far side, 2nd and 1. This time, ball is going to be handed off, and it goes to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez is going to get the 1st down, picks up about 3 or 4.
Those linebackers for the Panthers are busy. Devin Hanks from his free safety spot really is playing close up. They're trying to make him pass the ball, if you would. They're trying to give more numbers up to the box and put a lot of people there, so that'll make them throw the ball, but they're having success moving the ball.
Hanks, of course, injured for a while.
Right.
Had a sternum injury, missed several games, but back in there. Was a backup quarterback last year for the Panthers.
There's a toss.
Yep, toss. And the ball is going to get down to close to another 1st down. And it's Muniz.
Yeah, and this is Weslaco East football.
Yeah.
Power football, bringing it back, get a new guy in there and make a play. And this defense has to be gassed. Let me tell you, the Panthers, every play have seen a different back carry the ball for successful yardage.
Gonzalez among those in on the tackle. Ball down to the 14-yard line, going to be 2nd down and 1. Muniz gains 9 yards on that last rush. So very effective rushing the ball. I think they're averaging 8 or 9 yards a rush on this drive.
Yeah.
Handoff once again to Guerra, and Guerra is going to get down to the 5-yard line, so he gets a 1st down, and he is going to pick up about 10 yards.
Okay, caught from behind, really, at this point. He had clear daylight, but he didn't see a Panther from behind come up and grab him. Again, East is just, they're happy with doing this. This is exactly what they want to do. This is their game plan. Run the ball left, right up the middle, right, some middle, some more, and more yardage.
So it's going to be 1st and goal to go officially at the 6-yard line. Again, just 1 wide out, 3 backs in the backfield. Guerra has it, and Guerra will spin his way down to about the 3-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 3.
And so you have to run. Think about this when you do a toss. You as a defensive player have to run to that side full speed every single play. They've had the clock for most of this 2nd quarter, and they still do. His drive started way back, what, 14-yard line or something like that?
By the way, one of your favorite players on the stop, Elijah Estevanis.
Yeah, he was there. He's been a distraction all year long for opposing offenses.
So, second and goal to go from the 3. And the ball is going to be kept by the quarterback down to about the 1-yard line.
I thought he had dropped the ball on that one, but it was just he was trying to go off of his left guard, and nothing really was there. They're getting really close. Now the ball's at around the 2-yard line now.
Stevanis, another tackle. By the way, he has 4 sacks on this season and 2 passes deflected. So,
yeah,
Elijah's a great player.
That's why I said he's a distraction every single ball game. He just distraction to any offense.
Ball officially marked at the 2-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down and goal to go from about the 2. And it's going to be another pitch. And this time it's going to be Gatta taking it in from the 2-yard line. Actually, we'll call it the 3. From the 3-yard line, gets a 3-yard touchdown run. Gio Gatta. Extra point attempt coming up. And the Panthers now are just leading to 7-6. Wildcats could tie it up with 5:39 remaining here in the first half.
Nice drive by this Weslaco East offense. That's exactly what they do and why they've been successful.
And I believe that's Gilbert Garza. He puts it up, and it is good. So it's a tie score at 7. Something interesting, Garza was injured last week, so each touchdown, they had to go for 2-point conversions. We're talking about Weslaco East.
It's like being in overtime all this time.
And they've gone for 7 2-point conversions this year, but 5 of them came last week. 4 were successful through the run, 1 a pass.
It doesn't really matter when you were giving us those numbers, but the defense for Weslaco High was offsides. The Wildcats declined it, so the extra point is good. So we've seen now these offenses do what they do best. We saw it in the scoring touchdown that Weslaco High had, and then we saw it just in action just a couple of minutes ago with this Weslaco East offense. That's exactly what they both want to do. So the question now, at least here early or late in the second quarter, is, okay, what do we do? How do we change things up? How do we stop each other's offense? That's going to be the key.
By the way, Gilbert Garza, pretty good at PATs. Has connected on 24 of 25, also 1 of 2 from field goal attempts. So obviously he was missed last week, but it was still a big victory for Weslaco East.
Boy, the fans are getting treated for a nice ball game, at least here in the first half.
Yeah. So ball about to be kicked off. I believe that is Garza kicking it off. And now the ball will be returned by Weslaco, Jaden Cavazos, and he will take it down to about the 23 or 24-yard line.
Adjustments are going to start to come. Coach Brigette, and really not just Coach Brigette, but everybody else, same time, they like to come up and play you tough, play you hard. They've kind of figured out, okay, we're going to make adjustments, see what we can do, and see how they can stop each other's offenses. Easier said than done. We'll see how the Panthers attack this offensive possession.
Jacob Cavazos bringing out his team. 1st and 10 at the 23. You see Peyton Kanab, Jesse Hernandez in the backfield. And this time it's going to go to Hernandez, and he will get a couple yards before he is stopped. Of course, Hernandez done a nice job rushing the ball this year. 29 carries for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also is averaging 7 yards a carry. So the 3 main ball carriers for Weslaco each averages 7 or more yards per carry.
Right.
That time, no gain, but we're talking about just 1 play. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
And you saw a run blitz there by the Wildcats defense. See if they continue doing that. It's a bit of a difference here. See if they continue coming with that.
Slot on the near side. Still 2 backs in the backfield. It's going to be Jesse Hernandez again, and he is not going to get much at all. He might get a yard or 2 up near the 26-yard line.
Yeah, this Wildcat defense is aggressive right now. They are looking for the run. I think they want to stop the run and see if Jacob can beat them passing. It's a dangerous thing to be playing with, but at this point you've got to at least try to stop something. Try to contain Jacob if you can. That's what the Wildcats are trying to do.
Ray Garcia in on the tackle. It is going to be 3rd down and 7. And now back to pass is Jaden Cavazos. Now he'll decide to run the ball, but he's not going to get much at all. Probably just back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that defense, again, is coming. They found a way to bring different guys, come up and give some pressure to Jacob. And they're being successful right now. This defense is starting to really get ramped up here and trying to limit the opportunities that the Panthers have. He's going to bring up a 4th down again.
Erwin Morin on the tackle. 65 tackles this year and 1 sack. Cavazos with the punt. And it's going to bounce. Get a Weslaco roll. And it'll be down at the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for Weslaco East.
So defense is really, for Weslaco East, has set the tone here early on. So one of the things that we can talk about is that. The fact that this Weslaco East defense has been out there and has been able to stop the offense for the Panthers, at least this past drive. Can the Panthers now adjust and do the same to them?
What is the timeout situation? Do you know?
At this point, yeah. It looks like Weslaco High and East have 2 remaining.
All right.
So they're okay with timeouts with about 3.5
And that could be important because East runs the ball a lot.
Right.
So they may need to use those timeouts to be effective. Again, 3 backs in the backfield. Pitch to the deep back, Guetta. And Guetta will get about 6 or 7 yards before knocked out of bounds.
We keep saying this, and it's just a little crease. Just give me something as closest to the sideline as I can get. That's all I need, and I'll pick up 5 or 6.
Yep.
Wow, really more than that. He picked up about 7 or 8 on that one.
Gabriel Gonzalez among goes in on the tackle.
Yeah, he's coming from his safety spot all the way and making these plays. That tells you that that offensive line for Weslaco East is doing its job containing their blocks.
Gonzalez, one of the top tacklers on the team, has 53, had 5 last week. So, as Football Fred said, gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. Quarterback keeper spins his way near a 1st down, and it looked like it was in on the tackle. Let's take a look. It looks like it was Josh Burkett.
Yeah.
And of course, Burkett having a great year. He has 61 tackles, 1 interception, 6 last week.
He's been an addition ever since he left. He was playing tight end of the offense, and they tried him out at linebacker, and he hasn't gone back yet to the offense. That's how good he's been.
So got just a several on that play, but enough for the 1st down. 1st and 10, ball at the 42-yard line, still in Wildcat territory. This time, for the first time in a while, the rushing play goes nowhere. It was just Josh Gonzalez thrown for a loss.
Yeah, Big Tank was there for the Panthers. You know, you have obviously Big 94 there as Alexis Munoz. He's another guy that you got to keep your eyes on because he can also be disruptive.
He had 11 tackles last week.
Yeah.
Munoz.
Yeah.
29 for the year.
Yeah.
Tank has 40 tackles and a sack.
Nice play there by the defense, making him lose a yard.
So 2nd down and 11 coming up. Ball at the 41-yard line. Clock going to soon be a factor. Was there a timeout there? We've got 2:03.
I think the officials are the ones that are.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Is there? All right. Restart the clock. For whatever reason, stopped it for a moment. Again, ball at the 41-yard line. 2nd down, 11. Under 2 minutes remaining. As Football Fred told us, each team has 2 timeouts remaining. Panthers and Wildcats down up at 7. 1st half of the Tinaco Bowl. And this time, it is going to be. Let's see who carries the ball. It's the fullback this time. Randy Cardoza, first carry of the night for him. And he is going to be maybe a yard short of a 1st down. Cardoza, by the way, last week had, when they were going for all those 2-point conversions, he had the 1 pass reception for a 2-point conversion.
Just comes out of the backfield, really, and he's a sure-handed fullback, really plays tight end sometimes, but really his expertise is the fullback spot. And nice to see get a pass to him.
He only, I think, has 2 carries on the year for 10 yards, according to my stats. But this time, it is going to be another running play, and it's going to go down to about the 38-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 10 on that play, and it's Muniz.
Now that edge has to be sealed in order for Muniz, Hector there, to get around. And he did. And again, he doesn't need a lot of space. We keep saying that. One, because he has a lot of speed, and you saw it there. Picks up another big Wildcat first down.
Gonzalez among those in on the tackle. And there is a minute 34 remaining here in the 1st half. Again, ball in Weslaco territory. Moving toward the scoreboard is the Wildcats. And this time it's Guerra, and Guerra will pick up about 2 yards on that play. Up the middle.
Yeah. Nice play there. Really, this is the first time we kind of mention his name, but he's had a big year. That's Angel Castellanos.
Oh, yeah. He against, I believe he's the leading tackler, yes.
Right.
Came into this game with 62 tackles, 7 last week. Has an interception this year, also 1 caused fumble.
Yeah, he's a good player. Once again, he's in the action there. They're trying to limit the run.
Down to a minute remaining. Guerra has it, and Guerra is going to be short of the first down by about a yard. Got about 7, needed 8. And you got to expect a timeout by Weslaco East as we're down to 55 seconds.
Big hole opened up on that left side. That offensive line continues to do a fine job of opening those holes just enough for those running backs for Weslaco East to come back and go through. Brings up a 3rd down now.
Angel Castellanos in on the tackle. So we got 57 seconds where they mark it. And again, this game, always fun, always a good rivalry.
Yeah, and you throw really the records out, even though, you know, Weslaco High leads it by 1 game, 4-3.
I just want to throw a statistic out, though, if you don't mind right now. Rushing, all right, 2,554 yards for Weslaco East, only 370 yards passing, okay?
Right.
And total, they've got close to 3,000 yards, now over 3,000 yards for the season. Right. But, you know, even though they don't do much passing, still averaging 365 yards a game.
Yeah, that's a lot of output, a lot of offensive output.
And their defense, I want to give credit to their defense real quick. 1,200 yards rushing they've given up, but only 697 yards passing, a total of about 1,900 yards, only giving up 237 yards a game.
That's
impressive.
Anything else, that is impressive. And if anything else, they've kind of slowed down Jacob Cavazos in this offense for the Panthers.
And we'll give the stats for Weslaco in just a little bit. All right. This time it's going to be Vasquez, quarterback keeper, and he is going to get the first down at the 15-yard line. Picks up about 15, but there's a turnover. There's a turnover. Weslaco has the ball. I don't see any flags, and that is Jesse Perez, one of our favorite players. He takes it all the way to the 36-yard line. This young man has had a great season, had a concussion, missed a game, and he is back in there doing what he does best. You know, he has 50 tackles. He had an interception last week. He's got 3 sacks this year. He's caused 3 fumbles, and at least he recovered one right there.
And he's probably really happy with the fact he's carrying the ball. You know, he's been wanting to do that.
He did a lot of rushing. I say a lot. He carried the ball a number of times as a sophomore. We used to call it the Jesse Show late in the games when Hernandez and Perez was in. And, you know, I think we'll see this young man maybe carry the ball some next year.
I think so. I think so.
Blindside hit, number 8, defense. 15 yards, turnover on down.
Yeah, that was a fumble on the play. I mean, Vasquez really did a fine job of picking up a first down and more. And he was fighting for extra yardage, and he fumbled the ball. And really what that did is
recovered by Weslaco High.
Was Jesse Pettis. As a flag, but that's going to give the ball back at least to the Panthers. Not much time,
it was against
though.
the Panthers, but it went back. I think some sort of a personal foul.
Right.
But the main thing is they stopped the drive. If you're a Panthers fan of Weslaco East, they were moving the ball big time.
Right.
Big time.
Yeah, that stalled the. That's about the only thing that stalled them there.
Perez, quite a player. So we did finally get to see him run the ball.
That's right.
We've been waiting to see that.
Off the bucket list.
Yep. Okay, Jacob Cavazos almost is intercepted. It looked like Jordan, was it Vasquez?
Jordan Velasquez, Jordan Velasquez.
Vasquez was the intended receiver, and we heard nice things about him.
Yeah.
He's a good player.
He wasn't expecting that. No. I mean, that ball was overthrown just above the hands, really.
He came into the game tied as the second leading tackler for Weslaco East. He had 65 tackles, 3 last week, but he also had a sack, almost an interception. All right, this time going to hand it off to Peyton Knopf, and Knopf is going to just run for the sidelines. He is run out of bounds on that play by Jonathan Granados.
So they have a couple of guys that are back there. Josh Gonzalez also comes from the offense. He'll play some linebacker. He'll play some corner. So they like to go out there as well. Granados is another guy who's having a great season. Jonathan he's one of these guys that makes plays, and he was in that one as well.
So 3rd down and 10. No gain on that rush. 32 seconds remaining. Panthers have 2 timeouts, I believe. We'll double check. Jaden Cavazos in motion. Jacob Cavazos with the ball. And he is going to look downfield. And it looks like he has a receiver open. And the receiver goes out of bounds on that play. And guess what? It's our buddy who had been injured who is back in there once again. We're glad to see Rolando Raleigh Barones.
Yeah, he's a good weapon to have, especially what he just did right there. He's a possession receiver. You tell him a route to run, he'll get open for you and get the ball to him.
So ball at the 35-yard line. Got the necessary 10-plus yards for the first down. Jay Cavazos gets a block, it looks like, from Barones. Maybe we'll have to double check that. But anyhow, ball up in the air, and it's almost intercepted that time by Muniz.
Yeah, throw it up for grabs, really Cavazos did. And there was really nothing
Well, there's a flag,
downfield.
wasn't there, though? I think there's going to be a
it might be a hold.
holding, I think, against Weslaco. We'll see.
Right, he just
That's the reason he wasn't tackled in the backfield initially.
Right, he
One
was
of the
moving
players,
around,
kind of protected him, maybe a little too much. But we'll see what the official gives the call. Again, only 13 seconds remaining. It was 1st and 10 prior to that play. And now here comes the official to give us the call.
76, offense, 10 yards, replay, first down.
And it was necessary holding. You know, the young man, there was no choice. There would have been a sack of his quarterback. You got to protect your quarterback.
Right. So really the timeout situation, maybe the clock's not even a factor anymore. You're down to really a first down again, but it's 13 seconds only left. 2 timeouts apiece for each team. So 2 timeouts each team.
3 wideouts near side. Kanab in the backfield. He'll get it. And he is going to go 3 or 4 yards. That's going to be it right now. 6 seconds on the clock. Is it going to run out? Yes, it's going to, I believe. And that is it. The end of the first half of play. It is the host school tonight, the Weslaco Panthers 7. And we see it's also 7 for the Weslaco East Wildcats. The Weslaco Panthers 2019 season is sponsored by Knapp Medical Center.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Weslaco East High School is proud to present the Starlets, the brightest shining stars over the skies of the Rio Grande Valley. Introducing our 2019-2020 officer line, Lieutenant Ms. Zoe Cruz and Major Ms. Areli Cantu. Social officers for the year are Ms. Tylee Mata and Ms. Patti Villafranca. Dancer of the week is Ms. Journey Casares. And guard of the week is Ms. Leanne Lopez. The Starlets are under the direction of Mrs. Laura Cedillo Rivera. Tonight, the Starlets will be performing a Bollywood-inspired routine to Hi Ho.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, under the field direction of head drum major Andrea Perez and assistant drum majors Michaela Moreno and Adriana Moreno, here is the award-winning Weslaco East High School Wildcat Regiment. The Wildcat Regiment is like the Weslaco High School Canada Bowl, finishing the Division I victory ring at the 2019 UIL Pigskin Jubilee Marching Contest. Tonight, the regiment will be performing part 3 of their 2019 silk show in the Highland Road, featuring the music of Rimsky-Korsakov, Ellington, and Sanson. The Silk Road is the story about brave European travelers facing great obstacles during their journey between the Far East and Europe. Snow, rain, heat, nor the darkness of night prevented these couriers from reaching their destination. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Wildcat Regiment proudly presents the Silk Road. Head band director for the Wildcat Regiment is Armando Cuellar. Assistant directors are Victoria Garza, Daniel Hilton, Rene Penado, Jesus Gallegos, Olivia Martinez, and Natalie Sanchez. Color guard director is Laura Cedillo Rivera. The regiment would like to thank WISD Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Priscilla Canales, the WISD School Board, Weslaco East High School Principal, Dr. David Gamboa, the regiment band boosters, and the community of Weslaco for all their encouragement and support. Thank you, and go Wildcats!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please help me in welcoming onto your field tonight your award-winning Dreamettes. The Dreamettes are under the direction of Mrs. Raquel Rico. This is the Dreamettes' 5th year of being able to bring you their halftime performances. This evening is our senior and officer parent night. I would like to thank all my parents for their support and dedication to their Dreamettes, as they put in countless numbers of hours since their tryouts in April. To my seniors, I love you. I will truly miss seeing you perform on the field, but it's still not over. Kaylee, Cyan, Kiana, Emily, thank you for the 4 years that you have committed to the Dreamettes. And thank you to Dea for letting your senior year be your last year on Dreamettes. And now, your 2019-2020 Dreamette officers. Sophomore, Lieutenant Amber Hernandez. Junior, Lieutenant Daniel Hernandez. Senior, Lieutenant Kiana Reyes. Senior Captain, Cyan de la Garza. And your 2019-2020 Senior Major, Kaylee Martinez. Joining us tonight, our Dreamette mascot, Savannah Rico. Honorary Dreamettes of the Week, our very own seniors. Dreamette line member, Jalen Alvarez. And your Dreamette sweetheart for 2019-2020 year, Dea Sepulveda. Sit back and enjoy a hoop routine to Def Leppard's Excitable.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's halftime performance by the 2019 award-winning Weslaco High School Panther Corps. Performing alongside the Panther Corps this evening is the Central Middle School Puma Band and the V. Garza Middle School Cats Band. The Panther Corps is under the field direction of head drum major Mari Cruz Perez. Assistant drum majors are Lillian Bravo and Natalie Estrada. We would like to congratulate the Wildcat Regiment for receiving a Division I rating at the UIL Pigskin Marching Contest. The Panther Corps earned several awards and accomplishments this year. Finals at the Weslaco ISD Marching Festival and second place in Class 6A. Best Percussion in 6A and Grand Champion Percussion at the San Benito Marching Festival. First place 6A Band and Grand Champions at the San Benito Marching Festival. And straight first divisions at the UIL Pigskin Marching Contest. Rock and Roll is a song by English glam rock singer Gary Glitter that was released in 1972 as a single, co-written by Glitter and Mike Leander. The song is in two parts. Part one is a vocal track reflecting on the history of the genre, and part two is a mostly instrumental piece. Both parts were popular in Britain, and the single went to #2 on the British charts. In concert, Glitter merged both into one performance. Rock and Roll is Glitter's only top 10 hit in the U.S. It was also in North America that the part two became popularly associated with sporting events. Today we know this song as the Hey Song. In the end, here is the Hey Song with the combined Panther Corps, Cats Band, and Puma Band. Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for the future and present Panther Corps? In the end, we are all Panthers. To end our halftime portion, the bands will be performing the Weslaco High School Fight Chant. The Panther Corps is under the direction of Rodrigo Leal. Assistant directors are Clarissa Salinas, Fabian Trevino, Ernesto Ortiz, Moises Garza, Cecilia Perez, Michael Perez, and Iris Gracia. Color guard sponsor is Iram Leal and student teacher Julio Lopez. The Panther Corps would like to thank the Weslaco ISD Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Priscilla Canales, Weslaco ISD School Board, Weslaco High School Principal, Yvette Morales, Weslaco High School Band Boosters, and the incredible city of Weslaco for supporting the fine arts. Thank you, and go Panthers!
Weslaco ISD would like to recognize some very important individuals who keep our school facilities working and looking their best for our students. With us here are employees of the Maintenance Department and Energy Management. They are responsible for remodeling and maintaining all school system facilities. They play an important role in educating our students, and tonight we want to recognize them for their contributions to Weslaco ISD. They're available at a moment's notice after hours, weekends, and even during holidays. They are talented in their respective fields, and the team is always ready, and they go beyond expectations. Thank you, employees of the Maintenance and Energy Management Departments. How about a big round of applause?
Touchdown, Wildcats.
Tagaza goes into the end zone.
And he's off to the races. 15, 10, 5, touchdown.
Getting ready for the second half. We're in Weslaco, Texas. A good evening and welcome to Texas National Bank Field at Bobby Lackey Stadium. Along with Football Fred, I'm Scott Harrison. And we're getting ready for the second half of action between the Weslaco East Wildcats, the visitors this year, and the Weslaco Panthers. Game is all knotted up at 7. It's been a great first half. We're expecting a great second half. And we see Coach Roy Stroman, head coach of the Panthers. But right now, let us go down to the field and see what's happening with our sideline reporter, Juanita Maldonado.
Score of tonight's game, Wildcats 7, Panthers 7. Here's a little history behind the Tinaco Bowl. The Tinaco is actually the Mid-Valley, the city, the heart of Weslaco, and it actually has been built since 1941. It stands at 100 meters tall. So if you didn't know that, here it is, and stay tuned for more updates throughout the game.
All right, thank you very much, Juanita. And of course, the Tanaka Bowl is led by Weslaco 4-3. Yeah. Again, a couple scores in the first half, both in the second quarter. First play of the second quarter, Payne Canop for Weslaco, 4-yard touchdown run. And then later on, 5:36 remaining approximately, Gio Guerra, a 3-yard run for the Wildcats. Football credit was a great first half. Let's hope we have an exciting second half. Weslaco will get the ball first, and they will take the ball. It looks like Jaden Cavazos, I believe, has the ball down. No, it's fumbled, and all of a sudden, returned into the end zone. We'll have to see. Yes, it is going to be a turnover and a touchdown. Gio Barrera, one of the top defensive players for Weslaco East, gets the ball. It gets fumbled. He takes it away. Touchdown.
He just takes it away from Cavazos. That's it. Now, I don't know. Coach Stroman is on the 30-yard line, and he wants to talk to somebody about that. I kind of think that he's going to say, look, he had given up. He was there, and I think that's what the officials are going to talk about.
Right. He was the leading tackler coming into this game.
That, or he should have been down there at the 30, not run it in for a touchdown. And that's what I'm kind of thinking. That's what Coach Stroman is talking about to the officials.
Yeah, Barrera, 68 tackles, had 3 last week. I think he has about 2 or 3 sacks. And of course, maybe the biggest play of his career.
Was stopped at the 28-yard line. First down, Weslaco High.
So that's exactly what we thought. The progress that had been moved, he was no longer moving, had given himself up, I guess we could say. And that's where the opportunistic Gio Barrera comes up. And really great play. It's a play by Gio Barrera. But man, that's 2 already. That if you're an East fan, you're saying, wait a minute, that's 2 tonight. One was a penalty, and this one, again, player had given himself up. Wow.
All right, so Jacob Cavazos, no relation to Jaden, comes in at quarterback. Ball will be at the 28-yard line in Panthers territory, and they will be moving to the south toward the end zone with the scoreboard here in this quarter at Bobby Lackey Stadium. Payne Knop in the backfield, pass this time to Rodney Garza, and he is going to be spun around, and he is taken out near the 35-yard line, and in on that tackle, Leo Guerra.
Yeah, and really they like that play out there, and they like to run it usually with Kay Jones, but they're switching them back and forth, and it was just Garza on that one for now.
Gain of 6 on the play, ball at the 34, 2nd and 4. This time Cavazos rolls to his left, and looks like he is going to keep the ball, and he will be just short of a first down. Needed 4 yards, looked like he picked up 3.
They've been limiting Jacob Cavazos' running ability. Excellent play there by Jordan Velasquez. He was able to get there and make a play and stop him. Made a first down play, but nice play there by Jordan Velasquez.
So they're going to call it a first down. Looked like he was stopped short from our angle. But again, maybe forward progress got him that first down. It'll be 1st and 10. Ball at the 39-yard line. Opening minute of the second half. Panthers and Wildcats knotted up at 7. We've got 2 wideouts on the far side. Handoff to Payne Knop, and he's got a hole, and he bulls his way up to about the 45-yard line, picks up close to 15 on that play. Finally, he is stopped by Hector Muniz.
Yeah, and really in this play is the big first run that Payton has had. Payton has really not been able to, and here we were talking about the offensive line injuries. Rolando Morales is coming off the field. Now, he was injured last week.
Ankle, right?
An ankle, and so he just came out now and hopefully to get some treatment, but he's back from an injury, walking off gingerly, bring up a first down.
Ball in Wildcats territory at the 46-yard line. Cavazos delays a handoff to Knop, and Knop another nice run, and he will get about 8 or 9 yards on that carry.
Yeah, and I think that's they're gonna try to do that as much as possible. Looks like they're determined to run the ball. Looks like they're trying to take out Cavazos, Jacob, the defense for the Wildcats. So now they're gonna have to find another way to get the ball into moving, really.
2nd and 2 at the 38. Muniz on the tackle. This time, pass incomplete, intended for Granados, and also back there to I should say to defend, John Amimas.
Yeah, John Amimas. You have Hector Muniz back there, both pretty good defensive backs. One plays at corner, one plays safety. And man, that pass looked like it had some bounce to it. Could have been intercepted. Just careful with that.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 2. Again, ball at the 38-yard line. And this time it is handed off, and it is going to be very close to a first down.
Big hit by Leo Guerra. Leo Guerra was on that play. And really, if he doesn't make the play, there was nobody back there. So excellent play there by Leo. to stop the movement and not a first down.
No,
very
they're going to
close
give
to
Kanab
it.
one on the play.
Right.
So it's going to be 4th down and 1. Ball at the 37-yard line. And of course, it's good to see players in there like Raleigh Barones, who we've got injured. He's had a couple injuries this year, but tough guy, keeps bouncing back.
Yeah. Tough player.
3 minutes into the second half. Jacob Cavazos has it. Doesn't get a lot, but gets 2 or 3, enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's all you needed. Just pick up a couple of yards, and that's what he does. Pick up a couple of yards. Now, again, they've been keeping him in check. They're willing to let him throw, but not run. Yeah, Jordan Velasquez was one of the players on the play there.
And that pass, little screen pass intended in the flat for Kanab, incomplete.
Kanab was looking upfield, and it happens at every level, college and pros. You take your ball, take the eyes off the ball for a second, and you drop it. He was looking ahead, trying to make a move before he had the ball. So brings up a second down. Again, this offense trying to figure things out. They were successful once, really, and then this defense has really tightened down.
All right, 2nd down and 10. Ball at the 34-yard line in Wildcat territory. This time Kanab has it, and he's going to fall ahead for about 3.
Nice play there by Gio Barrera. Gio Barrera comes up and makes a play on Kanab. Kanab, again, they're trying to feed him now a little bit more in this, at least if anything, during this drive. Not much passing, really. It's all short drop-off passes they've tried. See if they try to go deep here on the 3rd and long.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the 31-yard line. Opening drive of the second half. Panthers have had it for 4 minutes. And as the ball is snapped, there is a whistle.
Yeah, that's going to be a false start on the Panthers.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5 yards. Replay 3rd down.
So that'll make it 3rd down and 12. And again, like you've been talking about football, Fred, not a lot of passing, but this would seem to be a passing down, though we know Cavazos, he can run for big yardage.
Yeah. Again, I'm really interested in seeing how he does. They've been keeping him in check. See what they do.
Slots on each side, Kanab in the backfield. Cavazos has it, drops back to midfield, feeling the pressure, gets the screen pass off to Kanab. Kanab will get down to about the 36-yard line, and he will be tackled right there. And coming up to make the tackle.
Yeah, Erwin Morin, man, what a saving tackle. If he doesn't make the tackle, Kanab is off to the races. Nice play by Morin. He on a one-on-one on Kanab. That's not easy to do.
No.
That's not easy.
So it's going to be 4th down and 12. Clock running. So the opening drive took about 5 minutes, but as far as scoring was unproductive for Weslaco. Let's see if they punt it, what they do. Will they go for it? Looks like they're going to go for it. Kanab, Cavazos is also the punter, and he gets a complete pass down to Jaden Cavazos near the 12-yard line. So that was a big play, about 30 yards.
Up tempo, up to the line. Quickly.
30-yard pass play. Jacob Cavazos to Jaden Cavazos. And this time the running play, and Peyton Kanab will get down near the 9-yard line, but as he's tackled, a flag gets thrown.
And the Wildcats are thinking it's a fumble. Don't know exactly what they're going to call, but there's a flag, and it's probably in the holding area, right around that area. But let's see if they have a fumble or they have anything else happen. The Wildcats are claiming it. This depends on what officials saw it. And if it was a fumble, but we'll see. But that was, looks like that's going to be an offensive penalty. We'll see.
Block in the back, 88, offense. That's spot foul. Replay, 1st down.
Right, so that's going to back him up a little bit more.
Yeah. The Weslaco Panthers 2019 season is sponsored by Knapp Medical Center.
Haven't had a chance to go down there and see if Tramaru the kangaroo is down there.
He's the mascot for Knapp Medical Center.
Haven't had a chance to see him. I'm sure he's down there somewhere saying hi to all the gang.
So ball back at the 21-yard line. have to get it up to the 4-yard line for the first down. Jacob Cavazos rolls left, and the ball is incomplete. Looked like it was Jay Granados about the 8-yard line, the intended receiver.
Man, Cavazos, when he wants to, he puts some mustard on that thing. I mean, he really throws a fastball.
Yeah, and just a correction, it was actually Barones.
Barones,
the intended receiver.
It was Barones who was out there, and really what a dart by Cavazos, trying to get the ball out there, and maybe just wasn't nothing really available there. These penalties for the Panthers are costly. See if they can get out of this one.
Second down and 18. This time it's handed off. Peyton Kanab, and he is going to get down to about the 17-yard line. Looks like he got about 5 on the play.
John Animas comes from his corner spot and presses and pushes Kanab out. Nice play there by Granados, and really Animas is out there. This defense, let me tell you something, Scott. This defense is something. It's quick. It's attacking, this Wildcat defense.
Well, we said they only give up, what, about 265 yards a game.
Yeah.
We'll take a look later in more depth at the Wildcats and also Weslaco's offense and defense. But right now, Cavazos back to pass, floats one up, and the intended receiver couldn't quite get to it. I think it was Rodney Garza.
Yeah, it looks like Rodney Garza was going out there. Nice play by Rodney. Really, it's a slant and go. He's trying to cut it back inside, and then he takes off to the end zone, trying to hit the far away pylon, if you would. Nothing available there.
So 4th down and 14. 6:07. So this opening drive has taken about half of the third quarter. It's going to be a field goal attempt for Ram. Ram Galvez will be back at about his 24-yard line, making it a 34-yard attempt. And it's blocked. So no field goal that time.
Now that special team / defense for the Wildcats has been very active. They've been close on a couple of extra points, and they came off the side and they made a block tonight.
That's right.
Nice play by that defense. Special teams, the punt block team did its job.
Now, looking at the offense for Weslaco this year, rushing, they've had over 1,700 yards, passing over 1,500 yards. They total about 3,300 yards coming into this game. So we see that the offense for Weslaco, 407 yards a game. And of course, Weslaco East gives up 265 yards. We were talking about how this was a contrast in styles. It definitely is.
That toss again, now going to the right. Gio Guerra is out there, and Burkett was there. Now it's interesting that
just a couple yards.
Yeah, just a couple of yards. They're trying to contain that box. They're trying to make them pass, but they've been successful with that run. See how now this defense does.
Right.
You have players coming up and trying to stop the run. It hasn't really worked. It didn't work in the first half as much as the Panthers would like to see if they can fix that here.
Ramsey Vasquez, quarterback, we saw him. 2nd down and 8. Tie score, 5:19 remaining here in the third quarter. And Guerra doesn't get much. He is tackled from behind that time.
Good pursuit there by the defense. And really, Adrian Fuentes, big tank. You know, he's known for stopping the gap run right in his gap area. But, man, he can chase, too.
That's
he
right.
got on that one, and he made a play as well. So nice running there. Effort. This defensive line is going to have to give it against this toss that they're trying to do. This running team that Weslaco East has, they've got to be able to chase down the runners, get in position to make that tackle.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the 27-yard line. Vasquez has the ball again, tackled very quickly as he was trying to make that rush.
Yeah, Austin Craig was there. We've called his name quite a bit tonight. He's very active on the defensive line. You've also seen, as we mentioned, Tank, Adrian Fuentes has been active. You throw out there big 92, man, he's been a monster tonight, and they need him to continue being such. Try to stop this Weslaco East attack.
So punting coming up. Javier Garza with the punt. And it will go out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. Talking about the defense for Weslaco. So far this year, they've given up about 1,700 yards in rushing coming into the game, 1,100 yards in passing, 2,700 yards total. So they're averaging about 342 yards a game given up compared to 265 for Weslaco East. So obviously, Weslaco is near the bottom defensively in the district. East is near the top. But again, both teams having their moments this game, both offense and defense.
Right. I agree with you on that.
So 1st and 10. Ball is at the 36-yard line, and it is going to be a run for Peyton Canop. Gets several yards. Flag goes down immediately.
Holding.
Yeah, right in the
55.
area of holding.
Offense. 10 yards. Replay. First down.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 20. Football, Fred. Got it accurate. What's going on tonight? Is there a lot of games that are interesting?
There's a couple of games that we're kind of trying to check, and they are important down the line. Mission High and PSG, two of the top teams in the Western Valley, are going at it tonight. And the score we have earlier was Mission High at the half beating PSG High 21-0. Mission High is the only unbeaten team in that district, but PSG High making it very interesting. Could be any of these two teams possible second-round teams that could possibly play in the playoffs.
1st and 20. Peyton Canop with the ball. Gets over the 30 to about the 31-yard line, and that is going to be off. And again, Muniz again.
And he's playing safety, so he's kind of doing exactly what Gabriel Gonzalez for the Panthers does. He's got to get back there and make a play before he just comes down the line. And he's been able to do that. He's a fast player, good player, doing a good job.
2nd down and 15. Gain of 5 on that play. Ball is up near the 32-yard line. Trips on the near side. Back to pass is Cavazos. Feels the pressure. Dumps the ball off. And it's going to be a little bit of a gain by Jaden Cavazos. Maybe 3 or 4 yards. But there was some pressure that time.
Leo Guerra went out to that area and made a play. Really, under a lot of pressure was Jacob Cavazos. Right. He needed to get out of there. He hasn't had a lot of time back there to really think and look for a 2nd or 3rd receiver. He really has not. So because of this pass defense, or this defensive pressure that the Wildcats are applying, so he's been back there kind of making quick decisions. And somebody, the Weslaco East defender was draping all over him. He had to get rid of it over to Jaden.
And we do have an injury on the far side of the field. Can't quite see the number, but it is an East player. He is sitting up, thank goodness, and help to his feet and coming off. I know it's a 20 number.
Yeah, it looks like Gio Barrera.
Okay.
The linebacker. Looks like he's all right. He's walking off on his own power. That's good to see.
Yeah, he's one of their, actually coming into the game, their top tackler.
Right.
And he was the one that looked like for a moment he had recovered a fumble, whatever, on a kickoff.
Yeah, he borrowed the ball from the kick returner.
Brought it in for a touchdown, but negated. Runner was down. 3rd down and 9. Ball around the 37-yard line. Cavazos again going to run it. Gets it over the 40 to the 43, but he had to get it to the 47, so he's still about 4 yards short of a 1st down.
And there really hasn't been there a lot of things for the Panthers. There really hasn't been much there. I mean, it's, at least for anything for Jacob, they've done a really good job, and I'll stress this again. Jacob is a tough runner. He's a smart runner. He's a player that does a good job of being able to make some plays. But Jacob has been held in check tonight.
Well, timeout on the field, and we said we'd look at this here in the 2nd half, and we got an opportunity. The top 10 as far as teams, according to the RGVSports.com poll.
Okay.
McAllen Memorial #1, Weslaco #2.
Okay.
Coming into this week. Harlingen 3, Sherryland Pioneer 4, Vela 5, Mission 6, Mission Vets 7, La Feria 8, San Benito 9, Nicky Rowe 10. But where's Weslaco East? Well, they got left off. Now, we do know that Nicky Rowe has lost their last couple games. I know they lost to Mission last week. I think they're leading this week. Obviously, they opened up the season defeating Weslaco 44-41. Do you think it's kind of strange that Nicky Rowe is in there and Weslaco East is looking in at the top 10?
Well, sure. And you know, that's always one of the things you look at. I mean, in this top 10 poll, I've been disagreeing with it all night. That was Jordan Velasquez, by the way, the linebacker for the Wildcats. Hope he's okay. He's walking off, so he looks okay from here. We're hoping the young man, what a great player this young man is.
But you think East should be in there?
Yeah, I definitely. I think Weslaco East, has to be in there. I mean, let's be honest. Any of those teams that they play, they're in this game, in every single game.
Well, that's 3 shutouts in a row recently, right?
Yeah.
And they've been so tough. They really use that tough pre-district schedule to their advantage to be primed for district play. Both teams undefeated in district play. So after the injury timeout, we have another timeout.
So I wonder how much Coach Pregame uses this timeout to see if Velasquez is okay. Now, this young man is really the captain of this defense. He's the one that kind of sets things up as your linebacker. At least that's what it looks like when they set up on defense. So
now we want to recognize a young player that had an article Wednesday in the Monitor, an injured player.
That. Aaron Tamez, if Panther fans recall, he was the one that was injured late in the game against the Bella Sabercats. It was an injury that really
arm injury, right?
Yeah, and at this point we remember it very vividly because the whole stadium was as quiet as a stadium can be. Making sure that this young man was okay. Suffered a broken arm out for the remainder of the season, but we wanted to say hello to Aaron Tamez, and we're hoping that he gets better. And this young man will just get better, and he'll return next year as a
junior.
It
was a nice story the Monitor did on Wednesday.
So he'll be able to return again next year, hopefully healthy. He's just a junior, as we mentioned, so we're hoping we can see him again next year in a Panther uniform.
All right. Again, another good crowd out here. And this is, I guess, one of the bigger games of the year in the Valley, isn't it?
Definitely. One of the top rivalries, even though it's short-lived. And not too much time has gone, but it is. 4th down now.
Yeah, 4th down and 4. And this time, at about the 38-yard line, Jacob Ravassos will kick it. And almost was down at about the 1 or 2. Couldn't quite get back there in time, the defender. And so it's going to be a touchback. It was KJ Jones, by the way.
Yeah, KJ was out there trying to do his best balancing act if he could grab the ball, but that ball was going into the end zone into a touchback. So that was one of the things we're kind of keeping an eye on. Another thing we're kind of keeping an eye on is Bird Bowl. That's another one that is quite a rivalry in the Harlingen area. Harlingen High really looking dominant this year. They are up in the Bird Bowl 24-7 tonight.
There is Coach Stroman with his, what do you say, Gus
Malzahn in imitation, if you would. He says, I'm doing my best Gus Malzahn tonight.
Look like the offense coach. Needs the glasses, though, right?
That's right.
Okay, so 1st down, and it's going to be a nice run for Vasquez. He is being chased, and he is going to be run out of bounds at about the 27-yard line of Weslaco. So on that play, he got about, maybe 53 yards, something like that.
At least. And he's been able to do that at least twice already. They go to that full house backfield. 3 running backs right in front of him, and he follows them into the line. And it's just Ramsey doing what he does best, taking off and running.
Was that 23 that ran him out? I think so.
Yeah, well, sure was.
Yeah.
That was big 23 out there. Elian Rodriguez making a nice touchdown saving tackle, or pushing him out of bounds.
So at the 26-yard line.
Same formation.
Again, a run of over 50 yards that time. And this time, a run of just a couple yards by Guerra.
Up to make the plays, Devin Hanks. Once again, Devin Hanks usually plays safety, but we saw him from the beginning that he was playing up closer now. So he's playing that hybrid spot, if you would, safety / linebacker, and he's playing up front, and he's trying to contain the whole sole purpose really of that player to do that is to try to stop the run as much as possible, and they're trying to do that as much as possible with him as well, Devin.
So gain of 1 by Guerra. 2nd down and 9. Approaching 1 minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. No score so far here in this quarter. And it is Vasquez again going up the middle. A few yards. Vasquez, big year running. Devin Hanks on the tackle.
Yeah, Devin is active now. Devin is one of these, not a big guy, but can really take off, and they're going to need him, especially with his speed on those tosses when they like to go wide right or wide left.
Yeah,
Devin's going to have to go chase that down.
Vasquez, by the way, came into this game 99 carries for 752 yards and 10 touchdowns. So big season rushing the ball.
Big third down, big third down.
Yep, 3rd down and 6. Ball at about the 21-yard line. And Vasquez has it again. And he is going to be very near the 1st down. We'll have to see where they mark
Ooh,
it.
really, really, really close. Yeah, I mean, that's going to maybe about a yard. No, not even. No, they're going to give it to him. So, yeah, it's going to be a 1st down there for him. Yeah, nice play there. And really, I'm looking forward to, once this quarter ends, we'll look at the defensive side of the ball for the Panthers once we're all done here. But it's a 1st down for the Panthers. Yeah, they're going to let that run.
All right. So we have completed 3 quarters of play at Bobby Lackey Stadium. It's all knotted up at 7 between Weslaco and Weslaco East. This is a K-West production. All right.
Elijah Stevenes.
Adrian Fuentes. Aaron Garcia. Austin Craig.
Alexis Munoz.
Angel Castellanos.
Josh Burkett. Jesse Perez.
Gabriel Gonzalez.
Rodney Garza.
Elian Rodriguez.
ATPE is your ally, your voice for professional educators.
And we begin the 4th quarter of play. We saw the defense for the Weslaco Panthers. Giagata on that carry. And it's going to go down to the 10-yard line. Jesse Perez on the tackle.
And this game is really passing by. It's flying by. A lot of running really done by East. And to be honest with you, Weslaco High is doing the same.
All right, you've just jinxed us. We'll have 5 overtimes. It's going to be a 2nd down and about 5. And Guerra again is going to take it. He's going to be down near the goal line. Let's see where they mark it. Got about 10 on that run. So it's going to be 1st down and goal to go right on the goal line, inches away. If you're watching this later, inches away from a touchdown.
This is where I like to be the coach. Quarterback sneak.
Yeah. I got to think that may be the call. We'll see.
Thank you, Captain Obvious, right?
Yeah. All right, you see Vasquez, who may be the rusher, full house backfield, 3 backs behind him, pitches it back to Guerra, and Guerra is tripped up at the 5-yard line. I think it was Jesse Perez.
Yeah.
Nice job.
There you go, toss right, and that takes some time to do, and that defense penetrated. And they lose some yardage there on that play, going back up to about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, so Perez, really, it was right on the goal line. So it's back at the 4. We're going to say really a loss of 4.
Right.
And it's going to be 2nd and goal to go from the 4. But Perez, what a great open field tackle.
Yeah.
So 2nd and goal from the 4. 1 wide out on the far side. Guerra again, and he's going to push, and he pushes his way into the end zone. Nice muscle by Guerra to get the 4-yard score.
Excellent run by Guerra. He was not going to be denied.
Guerra gets his 2nd touchdown of the game. First was from 3 yards out. 5:36 remaining in the 2nd quarter. Now he scores with 10:01 remaining in the 4th. Gilbert Garza coming in to attempt the extra point. Puts the ball down. It's up, and it is good. So with 10:01 remaining here in the 4th quarter, it is now the underdog, Weslaco East Panthers, over Weslaco, 14-7. I think in the monitor this week, everybody went for Weslaco.
Yeah.
So saying underdogs, I don't think is unfair.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'll tell you this. This is what I go back to. Basically, I say, look, we've done every single Panther game this year.
Yes.
And watched a lot of scrimmages as well they were in. And I'll be honest with you. up till right now, up to this point in the fourth quarter, I had not seen, at least up till now, I have not seen any team handle, slow down, if you would, Jacob Cavazos like this Wildcat defense has. It just hasn't happened. I mean, go back, Harlingen South, name them, right? Go back. Let's go even further. You know, you got Edinburgh Vela. None of those teams were able to slow down Cavazos till tonight. I think that's the key.
Now, two great coaches going against each other.
Yep.
Short kick. Now we'll roll. It's picked up. I believe that's Jaden Cavazos. He's going to run to the sideline. Goes out at about the 35.
He had a head of steam there.
Yeah. So, decent field position for the Panthers.
You had a flag. It looks like it was everybody was out there in the out of bounds area on the Panther side of the field. And I thought I saw a flag.
We'll wait and see. By the way, the Weslaco Panthers 2019 season is sponsored by Knapp Medical Center.
Dead ball, personal foul, late hit out of bounds. Number 28, kicking team. 15 yards, will be added to the run. First down.
I didn't get to see that, and that's because there's a lot of bodies down there on the Panthers sideline, and it happened after the play, so that's going to help the Panthers.
Russell Garza not here tonight. Again, we want to tell people that might be tuning in.
Right.
Star running back. What was it? MCL, ACL injury, something
And he gives that Wildcat offense a different dimension, a power runner.
Suffered it last week, the injury, out for the year. So ball is going to be up near midfield after the penalty at the 49-yard line is where Weslaco is going to start moving north toward the end zone away from the scoreboard in this quarter. And it's going to be Jacob Cavazos. And again, you were talking about him being contained. He's always going to get some yards, but instead of getting 10 or 11, he's getting 3 or 4.
He's a big play threat.
Yeah.
That's what he is. And so every time he's up to run, they're able to corral him. You know, they're able, and it's good to see Jordan Velasquez, their linebacker for Weslaco East, back on the field again. That's a big addition to their defense.
So second down and 7, ball over midfield at the 48-yard line of East. Cavazos back, has a receiver open. It's Rodney Garza, and he's going to get down near the 36-yard line. So he's going to gain about 12 on that play. First down and 10 for the Panthers.
Yeah, at this point, I think they're going to start taking shots and trying to get what they got. They have single coverage on the left-hand side.
Payne Knab has it, approaching 9 minutes remaining in regulation, and he is tackled in the backfield, and nice work defensively that time.
Yeah, Erwin Morin was there. You have him. He's had a big night tonight. So has Gio Barrera. Gio Barrera's another one that has had a big night tonight. Gio Barrera, the linebacker. The running back, too, has had a big night.
So it's going to be second down and 11, a loss of 1. Cavazos looking to pass, and he is going to have a receiver open, and it's Jay Granados. Picks up about 11. First down.
Jay's been very quiet tonight. A couple of passes thrown his way. Another play we haven't seen a lot from tonight is KJ Jones. We haven't called his name much either. Nice play there by Morin again.
So first down and 10. And quick play, Payne Knab is going to pick up several yards. We're going to say actually more than that. He gets about 7 on that play, so it's going to be second down and 3. The ball is at about the 19-yard line. In the red zone are the Panthers.
That's right.
And this time, Jacob Cavazos has it, and he is down near the 11-yard line, so he is going to pick up a first down as he gets about 8.
Again, he's been limited. This defense has done a good job of limiting him, stopping, not really. Nobody really has stopped him at all this season. He picks up yards here and there, and you saw a nice way to get out there running to his left, waiting for his blocks, and then he takes off, and he's got that extra level of speed that he can take off.
So they mark the ball at the 12 officially. First down and 10. Cavazos has it, and he is going to get down to about the 7-yard line. Pickup of about 5 on that particular play.
Yeah, you have big number 90 has been in that play a lot. Leo Guerra. I would say that he and Velasquez, along with Morin, have had big nights tonight. Those players have been all over the field tonight.
So it's a gain of 4 officially, 2nd down and 6. Ball around the 7-yard line. And this time it's going to be Peyton Knopf, and he is going to not be denied. He is going to take that ball 7 yards for the score. And we could have a tie game in just a moment if Ram Galvez can hit the extra points.
You described it the best as the Panther runs back and forth after that touchdown. You said it best. He was not going to be denied.
And remember, Knopf has both the touchdowns for the Panthers. Gio Guerra, both the touchdowns for East. Extra point is good. We have 7:19 remaining in regulation. It's all knotted up again at 7 between the Weslaco Panthers and the Weslaco East Wildcats.
Did you bring your blood pressure medication? I have a feeling I'm going to have to borrow one.
Yeah, I should have it. I need to get my night medication ready.
Yeah, this might go into the night, and then if anything else, this is going to come down to it, and this is exactly what you expected from the Tinaco Bowl. A lot of people said Weslaco was favored. Yeah, I mean, you should have favored Weslaco. If you're looking at numbers and things, sure. But see, they forgot one thing. It's a rivalry.
It's a rivalry, and keep in mind, and again, you know, there's an old saying, defense wins championships, right? And if you got a good defense, you're always going to be in a game. We're not going to say that Weslaco's not going to win. They've got a great team, a great coach, a great offense. But a defense will always keep you in a game.
And really, that last play, we were talking about Jacob Cantu. He was able to do a good job there by able to run.
Yes.
And really, he was not controlled as well as before. He was able to dictate some plays. He was able to pick up some key first downs with his legs and his throwing arm. So again, Jacob on that pass possession did a good job.
He wanted to make sure he had more rushing touchdowns than
Could be.
Jacob.
I told you before the end of the night we were going to settle that dispute.
Yeah. I think he's moved ahead of Jacob now.
Right.
But it's great because I think one has 15, one has 14.
Right.
We're all joking around. They're a 1-2 punch rushing the ball for the Panthers.
So momentum shifts right back to the Panthers. See if it makes any difference.
And the ball will come down at the 22-yard line, taking a knee. And with the ball that time, it was Jonathan Valadez.
And that's where they're the East Wildcats are going to start. And you just have a feeling that if you got to be on the lookout for a turnover. You just have a feeling that whoever makes a mistake here, whether it be an offense or defense, either team, a mistake looks like it's going to cost the game for whoever makes that mistake. We'll see, but you just get that feeling that's that type of a game that we're heading into.
Ramsey Vasquez all the way quarterback. 1st and 10. Ball at the 25-yard line of the Wildcats. Moving to the south toward the end zone with the big screen. And that time it's going to be about a 5-yard gain for Vasquez, right?
Tank on the stop. You also had Jesse Pettis there. This defense is trying to come in little by little. Now I wonder if Coach Brigette had won him since he's got his defense drawn in of the Panthers. You take a chance, take a shot, the pass. This would be the time.
2nd down and 5, ball at the 30-yard line. Under 7 minutes remaining in regulation. All knotted up at 14 between the Panthers and Wildcats. Gata has it, and he churns. That guy has a lot of second effort.
Yeah.
He has a second gear, but that time couldn't quite get into the gear. Defense was just a little too tough. Got about 2 to the 27.
A bunch of bodies there. Aaron Garcia there. Man, he came up and really laid a hit on the running back. Garcia does an opportunity to be able to do that. That is something else. Nice play there by big number 54. Once again, Aaron Garcia for the Panthers. Bring up a 3rd down and short.
Yeah, 3rd down and 2. Ball is at the 33-yard line. Have to get up to the 35. Vasquez has it, and he is going to make it by about a yard. And that time, as we look, coming up to make the tackle.
Yeah, that was Angel Castellanos. He's one of their players, a playmaker on defense, and he's done a good job.
So, got about 3 yards on that play, 3 or 4. We'll call 4 yards. up to the 37-yard line on the quarterback keeper. Clock moving, approaching 5:30 remaining. All tied up. First down and 10. A lot of the fans here, all decked out.
Sure, it's this is draws the community of Weslaco, and not just the community, but you have other people, other teams that are off in the Mid Valley that'll come out and check out the ball game.
The game clock at 5:36. 5:36. It'll start on my whistle.
Clock's at 5:28, so they're readjusting it to 5:36.
Okay.
And there's one of the queens.
Up, saying hello to everybody.
Yeah. Great night tonight. Got to remember, one of the cheerleaders honored tonight. Got to remember, this is the final regular season home game for Weslaco. Special night for seniors, and there is timeout.
Weslaco High.
Weslaco High. Give us the timeout situation, please.
So at this point, Weslaco East has 2 timeouts left. So does Weslaco High, just taking one right now.
Right.
So Weslaco East there was trying to get a defensive player, big J.C. Garcia, out of the field. And, of course, on that play, they had pulled out Aaron Garcia because an issue with equipment came out, and they were trying to get him out there. But they forget something about us big guys. You know what they forget?
What's that?
They forget it takes us a while to get there.
Okay.
You just have to remember that. I mean, let's be honest. I'm telling you from experience. Hey, you want me out there when? Right now?
That's funny.
You got to give me a couple of seconds here to get myself adjusted and going over there. You know?
By the way, Gio Garros had a good night tonight, obviously.
Yes.
I did not realize that he rushed for 656 yards last year.
Yeah, he's a big part of this offense. He's a big
Yeah.
part of this offense, and ever so more now that Garza is out for the season.
Because Garza had over 700 yards.
Right.
I think like 10 touchdowns, something like that.
He's our go-to guy now.
So, full house backfield, one wide out. And this time ball is handed off. And it is going to be a nice gain for a first down near midfield.
Yeah, Josh Gonzalez on the carry.
About 12 yards.
Nice pickups, another big first down. And on the play is Devin Hanks. Devin comes up and he makes a play.
By the way, we haven't seen yet tonight a guy who rushed 13 times for 101 yards last week for the Wildcats. Jay Vasquez, number 1.
That's right. We haven't seen him quite yet.
And he's just about 5 foot tall.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not huge tonight.
No, not huge. We thought he would be, but we haven't seen him yet. All right, Vasquez, no relation to Jay. The quarterback, Vasquez, Ramsey, he is going to take it from the 48 down to about the 35. And so he gets about 17 yards on that quarterback keeper.
It is so reminiscent of last year. I mean, you kind of think about if you were at this game last year, this is kind of the way it went. It was just really a field goal game, back and forth, and it came down to the end.
Well, they'll mark it officially the 38 is where they said he went down. So Ramsey Vasquez gets about 15 on that play, but more importantly, a first down. Clock under 5 minutes remaining. Regulation time, all tied up at 14 between Weslaco and Weslaco East. This time, Vasquez is going to keep it again, and he will get down near the 32-yard line. Picks up about 6, needs about another 4 to get the first down.
Power game all night tonight. Vasquez, Gio, every now and then you get a little bit of Muñiz coming in there, and then just for good riddance, I guess, or just for doing it good here, Josh Gonzalez comes up and he does a good job as well. So they're spreading the ball around to the running backs.
Second down and 4. Approaching 4 minutes remaining. One wide out, near side. 3 backs in the backfield. Lined up next to the quarterback, and this time Vasquez spins down to the 30, picks up about 2 or 3, still about a yard short.
Austin Craig continues to have a big game. Austin was there, and boy, good thing he grabbed on and really didn't let go, because Ramsey was about to take off on that one. Brings them now a 3rd down and short. This defense for Weslaco High has always risen to the occasion. Are they going to be able to do it now? Here comes that run. At least you're thinking that if you're a Panther, you need to stop them now.
3rd down and 2. Ball at the 30-yard line. And this time Vasquez has it. And he is going to look like he may have that first down. Looks like he may have stretched forward pushed that forward to get it.
Yeah, you don't need that many yards. You need maybe a couple of yards to pick up a first down, and does good. And really what that's doing now, Scott, is exactly what the Wildcats wanted to do, is limit the touches that he had. And he's been able to do that. He's been able to limit it. The Wildcat defense has done a good job, and then the offense has stayed on the board, has stayed on the floor, has stayed on the field, and been able to dominate on this defense. See if this continues.
All right, got the yards he needed. Clock now under 3 minutes. First down and 10. Ball at the 28-yard line. And we see again full house backfield. 3 backs lined up behind the quarterback. This time they'll pitch it to the deep back. Gatta is met, and he is just wrestled quickly to the ground.
What a great play there by the defense. Once again, coming up, Guerra, they've been successful with that. They needed somebody to penetrate it. Yeah, and the big Adrian Fuentes tank, reminiscent of the Harlingen South game.
Look at him. Look at Big Tank.
He needed to make a play, and he was on that play. We need more from him on this drive. This clock is running. The friend of the Wildcats right now is the clock.
So a loss of 3 on the play. Back around the 31-yard line. Second down and 13. Vasquez is going to keep it, and he is going to get down near the 22-yard line. Had to get to about the 19, so got about 10 on that play, but still about 3 short of the first down.
Offense.
But a penalty.
Yeah.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
Going against East.
That's a big, big penalty.
Was it holding or what?
Yeah, it was holding. It looked like the Wildcats were moving, and they were in good field position. Now this really backs him up. Now you're 2 minutes and 6 seconds left in the ball game.
How many timeouts for them again?
Yeah, the East Wildcats have 2, so do the Panthers.
All right. So the ball's at the 41.
Right.
And it's going to be a second down and 23.
I think if you're the Wildcats, you score a touchdown or you run the clock out and don't give them the ball back. That's what you want to do if you're a Wildcat Panther or a Wildcat supporter here, a fan.
This time handed off, and nothing doing. Middle of the line defensively said nothing going to happen this time. It was Josh Gonzalez.
Big play there by big Aaron Garcia. He has been disruptive on that defensive line. He's made some big plays, and the clock is running. It's a tied ball game now. This is what Burgett is going to try to do. I just have a feeling he's going to try to run that clock out.
Okay.
There's no way he wants the Panthers with that ball again.
Timeout is called by the Panthers. Strowman going on the field. No gain on that last play.
High.
And
so
it makes sense.
One timeout left for Weslaco Panthers. 1:31 remaining. Ball again in Weslaco territory at the 41-yard line. Trying to set things up once again. The Weslaco Panthers 2019 season is sponsored by Nat Medical Center. While they're on the timeout, let's run down our crew today, all right?
Sure.
And Mike Palacios, our technical director, keeps all of this running. Also, we have Darlene Gracia, our graphic artist and designer. Joe Leal, our audio engineer. Don Ramirez, videographer. Val Zamora, videographer. Lots of great pictures coming from all these people.
Yep.
Vinny Berry, videographer. He'll travel with us probably next week to Edinburgh.
Right.
Amadeo Barones, videographer. Hugo De Leon, scoreboard operator. Mina Garcia back at headquarters, gets us our rosters and takes care of all the administrative needs.
Right.
Our K-West secretary. And of course the guys that do the pregame and postgame show at home games. Mike Gonzalez right now being the scoreboard technical director, and our boss, the K-West director, Carlos Robledo. Both those guys, Mike and Carlos, will do the postgame show. So lots of stuff still to come, but we appreciate our K-West crew. This is our final regular season home game. You and I will work with them.
Right.
And we always appreciate them. But many people say making us look good. I say making us not look worse. Okay.
Big third down play for this Panther defense.
Third down and 23. Vasquez feeling pressure. He's going to run the ball, and he is going to be down to about the 30-yard line. So he picks up about 13, 14 yards, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. Timeout on the field.
Yeah, and I think the Panthers call a timeout. That's what I would do at this point. Now they're saying that maybe I don't see why Weslaco East would want a timeout. I know that Weslaco High wants one, and that'll probably end the timeouts, at least for the Panthers. No, they're gonna leave. That was one left, and I think if they call it on them,
Weslaco High. Please put 125 on the clock.
Clock says 123.
Right.
I'll make it 135. So that was the Panthers' last time out.
Last time out.
Okay.
Right. So now, really, what happens here? It's a 4th down and 11.
That is
the
Weslaco
Wildcats
High.
have a decision
Final
to make.
timeout of the second half.
All right.
Right.
And we see Coach Stroman talking to his team if you're watching the video. The ball is at the 29-yard line. Have to get down to the 18 approximately for a first down. Is this in field goal range? We really don't know the range of the Weslaco East kicker.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
though.
I think you go for it. I think you roll with it. I think your defense has been playing great all night tonight. If you're a Wildcat fan, I think you go for a first down. If you don't get it, you give the ball back to the Panthers, and then your defense take care of it.
Well,
maybe not. What do I know?
Oh, the kicker's back. This would be a 46-yard attempt. Garza, Gilbert Garza, a 46-yard attempt. Raven Figueroa is the holder.
Whoa.
It's up.
Whoa.
It's good. It's good. 46 yards.
Did I tell you this reminds me of last year?
22-yarder last year to win the game late for Weslaco.
It just flip-flopped.
Yeah, George Martinez was the kicker last year.
Weslaco East, what a kick.
46 yards. And now, it's hard to see from my angle, but it looked like it had plenty of room.
Yes.
Right, lot
he
of
could have hit
distance.
50 at least.
Yeah.
Sign him up with the pros.
And remember,
Man.
he was injured last week. They had to go for 2-point conversions the whole time last week. We're talking about East because Gilbert Garza was injured. Don't know what his injury was, but it was serious enough to be out.
So now this comes back to this offense and this defense. All night tonight, this defense has dictated to Jacob Cavazos and the rest of this Panther offense, and they've dictated to them how things are done. They've limited them. Can the Panthers, for one drive, put it together and get a field goal out of this to tie it, or even a touchdown? Jacob Cavazos is going to get his chance with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in the ballgame. No timeouts for the Panthers, by the way.
That was an amazing field goal. Now, I've been to the pros. I've seen 60-yard field goals in NFL games. But the room to spare on that was incredible at the high school level.
Yeah.
That was an amazing kick. That makes the highlight reel.
That's for sure.
Send that to ESPN.
Yeah. And the crowd is really going at it now.
And it is taken by Jaden Cavazos, and he's going to be down at his 18-yard line. And I'll tell you what, defense is fired up. He was put down with authority that time.
And he should be. Why not? That young man, Gio Barrera, has been an impact player on special teams. Yeah, he's been everywhere on special teams. He just made a great play. Once again, not easy to tackle Peyton Kanab.
No. All right. So the ball is back around the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. No timeouts left for the Panthers. Minute 15 remaining. Jacob Cavazos, he's got the ball. Is he going to run with it?
Yeah.
No, he's going to pass it and gets it down to about the 28-yard line. And that was Rodney Garza.
Now you gotta understand, the Wildcats are gonna give you 15, 20 yards even if you pass the linebackers because they're playing so back.
Now was that incomplete or was he out of bounds?
Looks like there's a flag and it might be a hold.
Okay.
That's what it looks like at this
point. Here comes the call.
They know your man downfield. Number 76, offense, 5 yards.
Offensive lineman
replay,
downfield.
First down.
And it's better in that situation. I understand Jacob is trying to make the best play he can, but at that point, just take off. Your offensive linemen are already in the mode of we're blocking down the field for you. You got to understand that.
Minute 7 remaining. 1st down and 15. Ball is back inside the 10-yard line. Looks to be around the 8. And again, no timeouts remaining for the Panthers. Wildcats leading 17-14. Cavazos has it. He'll scramble, and he'll go out of bounds at the 10. Did not have a receiver open. So did the wise thing, went out of bounds. It's going to be second down, maybe about 10. But the main thing is only 7 seconds were used off the clock.
Yeah, this is not a time to panic. If I'm coach, letting them know, hey, take your time, get your first downs, let's get things rolling. Look at your check downs. Don't try to make things happen down the field, because then it's going to be trouble. So let's see how Jacob does. He's got 3 receivers now lined up to the right.
Ball at the 10, officially second down and 13. Trips on the far side. He looks that way. Now he's going to run the ball, and he is going to not get much. Gets down to about the 17, 18-yard line. Picks up 7 or 8 yards, but most importantly, got to clock it. Stop this clock from running. It's down to 40 seconds. It's third down.
And it's a third down and long, so you got to go. You got to go.
So he has got slots of receivers in the slot, and now he's tackled in the backfield. Guess who?
Give him a game ball. Gio Barrera. He has been Mr. Defense Mr. Defense and Special Teams all night long. So this clock is running. Fourth down. This is the ball game.
Lost back to the 10-yard line. Jacob Cavazos looking upfield, and incomplete. Incomplete. Pass was intended, let's see, I believe for Barones.
Yep.
But it was knocked away by a defender, I couldn't tell who. But nice play. 9 seconds remaining, and Weslaco East is going to win this game.
Wow. What a turn of events.
All right.
And again, I hate to say this, but very reminiscent to last year where they won by a field goal.
22-yard
on the other
field
side,
goal.
Panthers win.
This time a 46-yard field goal.
Right.
Very quickly, should the Weslaco East Wildcats hold on, they'll go to 6-3. They'll be 5-0 in district. The Weslaco Panthers will drop to 7-2, 4-1 in district. Again, game is not over yet, but we just want to give you the scenario.
That game is going to be massive.
Yeah.
That's going to be a massive game next week.
Yeah, Weslaco East next Friday night here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. We'll host Vela next Thursday night, 7 o'clock. It is going to be the Panthers traveling to Edinburgh to Richard Flores Stadium, and they will take on Edinburgh North.
Both games very, very important. You say, what? Both teams are in the playoffs for Weslaco High. Weslaco High's in, and so is Edinburgh. Remember, seeding, that's important. And by the way, Weslaco High needs to win next week. And also a win by Weslaco East will make them the outright district champion if they beat Vela next week here at home, next Friday.
Summing up the scoring, Peyton Kanab, 4-yard touchdown, first play of the second quarter. Later in that quarter, Gio Gatta, 3-yard touchdown. Then Gatta had a 4-yard touchdown run. In the fourth quarter, Peyton Kanab answered with a 7-yard touchdown run, but the difference was Gilbert Garza, 46-yard field goal with 1:20 left in regulation. Clock has run out. It is the Weslaco East Wildcats over the Weslaco Panthers, 17-14, and the Tanaka Bowl is now knotted up at 4 games apiece again.
This might be the last time they meet that it counts. The next time we meet, it might not count for a district game.
Yeah.
We'll see after redistricting. But the fact is tonight, the key, Weslaco East defense did a number, limited Cavazos here. They didn't stop him. He was still able to get some things, but they were able to control him, and that was the difference in the ballgame tonight.
All right, we're going to get ready for the post-game show. Carlos Pobledo and also Mike Gonzalez. We'll have post-game guests.
What a game.
Yeah, what a game. We appreciate our K-West staff. Once again, Football Fred, enjoyed working with you. Look forward to working with you again next week.
That's right.
I'm Scott Harrison. And again, final score, it is the Weslaco East Wildcats over the Weslaco Panthers, 17-14. We hope you have a great evening and great weekend. We've enjoyed bringing you this game tonight from Texas National Bank Field at Bobby Lackey Stadium. This has been a K-West production.
everybody, and welcome to Nat Medical Center post-game show. Carlos Robledo along with Mike Gonzalez. And oh my goodness, we had ourselves another classic battle. You're taking a look right there of the Tinaco Bowl trophy. And tonight it goes to Weslaco East, who wins it by a final score of 17-14. And whoa, what a crazy game we had here. We talk about classic matchups in this contest. It was the Weslaco Panthers who had the lead 4-3 coming to this series after 7 Tinaco Bowls. Well, now it's all tied up because Weslaco East won this game 17-14. It came down once again to that fourth quarter, and that defense for Weslaco East, Mike Gonzalez, able to shut down or at least slow down the Weslaco Panthers to only 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I thought both defenses played exceptionally well tonight, and the great thing about it, Carlos, is that special teams also played a factor in the game. And I thought the offenses were slowed down a little bit. You got to give credit to Coach Rene Guzman with another heck of a game plan in the Tinaco Bowl, and you got to give credit to also Coach Roy Stroman for slowing down Weslaco East's offense, which was red hot coming into this game. But once again, another classic in this Tinaco Bowl series.
We have senior night going on right now for the Weslaco Panthers. That's what's going on behind me with lots of people out here. The seniors are going to be walking the field and hanging out right behind us as we continue to talk about this game. And you talked about the special teams because Weslaco had an opportunity to take the lead to go up 17-14 at one point in the game. I know that was the final score, but the Panthers actually had a 45-yard field goal, I believe, as well, or maybe less than 45 yards, but that one was blocked by Weslaco East. So special teams, I guess they favor a little bit of Weslaco East because they had that block field goal.
And you know what, Carlos? The same thing happened last year. Last year, Jorge Martinez kicked 3 field goals for Weslaco High. That proved to be the difference in the game. And tonight, it was on the special teams on the defensive side of the ball, getting that block, and then Gilbert Garza coming through with that game-winning field goal. And just a crazy game, Carlos, overall. Just an outstanding job by the Wildcats overall, and finding a way to win it. And if you think about it, Carlos, after a tough non-district schedule, got off to a slow start, and then they got going once district play began. Now are in control to at least share a district championship next week.
Yeah, they can. If they beat Vela next week, then they can win the district championship outright. Can Weslaco East? That game will take place right here at Texas National Bank Field at Bobby Lackey Stadium. So that'll be for a share of the district championship for Vela or an outright district championship for Weslaco East. So the Panthers, I guess at this point, will be rooting for Vela next week because it'll be a 3-way championship if the SaberCaps come out and win that game. But the way this defense is playing for the Wildcats, you talk about a player, Erwin Murin, number 40, was just all over the place. He really slowed down the Weslaco High offense, especially when Jacob Cavazos took off running.
My goodness, Carlos, and I mean, what a great job by the whole unit, the linebackers, and Murin has really come on strong since, I would say, the middle of the season, has really come through for the Wildcats, one of the top tacklers. I know the Wildcats lost an important player a few weeks ago, but Murin has been the guy that has stepped up the last few weeks and made a big-time contribution. I mean, we saw Jacob Cavazos looking in the pocket, had nowhere to go, and the Wildcat secondary, I thought, did an outstanding job, too, in the coverage and being able to slow down Jacob Cavazos, who came in as one of the prolific quarterbacks in the Rio Grande Valley.
Yeah, the scoring started with Peyton Canab scoring in the first quarter to make it 7-0 early on. Weslaco Panthers, and then Gio Guerra tied it up in the second quarter at 7-7, and that was the score at half, and it was also the score after 3 quarters. But in the fourth quarter, that's when Weslaco East scored first. They went up 14-7 with still 10:01 left in the fourth quarter. Weslaco gets the ball right back, and they marched down the field. They showed a lot of character, did the Weslaco Panther offense, because they were slowed down until that fourth quarter when they marched down the field and they put points on the board to tie it up at 14.
Yeah, and I think they did that, Carlos, like in what, a 2-3 minute span, very quickly. Got like, 3 or 4 first downs, and were able to move the ball quickly. Different receivers caught the ball, and Jacob was able to move them down the field, orchestrating another great drive there to tie the game up. And just, I tell you what, Carlos, just a great job by Jacob Cavazos in that drive, moving the ball, and Peyton Canab doing a great job of blocking, and the offensive line doing its job blocking for the backs and for the quarterback there. But yeah, I mean, the Panther offense, we're on cue in that drive.
They came to life, they scored, and they tied at 14-14, Peyton Kanab. But there was 17 and 19 seconds left on the clock. Weslaco East gets the ball. They move the ball down the field, Mike Gonzalez. They score a 45-yard field goal. And with only 1:20 left in the game,
Right.
Weslaco had to stop the clock. A couple of times they used all their timeouts so they could have some time left on the clock. With only 1:20 left, you thought, well, maybe, you know what, this is a very good offense. Last year, it was very reminiscent to last year.
Yeah.
Weslaco East takes the lead, but Weslaco High did not have any timeouts, and they did not have enough time on the clock. And the defense played. I know last year's defense for Weslaco East was really, really good,
Yeah.
but this one in this game was probably a little bit better because they were able to stop Weslaco from driving down the field and either tying up the game or perhaps winning with 1:20 left on the clock.
And what hurt Weslaco High was some penalties as well, putting them in second and long and third and long there. And so basically what the Wildcats were doing was giving up everything underneath, not allowing Jacob to go down the field, was forcing him out of the pocket and had to make a quick decision on whether to throw it or to run it. And there was one time where he did throw it a little too late, was called for the offense was called for a legal man downfield. And so that just pushed them a little bit back. But, again, the secondary coming through again. We're talking about Hector Muniz, Ramsey Vasquez, guys like that doing an excellent job in the coverage and just forcing Jacob out of the pocket, making him a little uncomfortable there. And just the Panthers just ran out of time. And the defensive line coming through with that huge sack at the end of the game.
That's what I was going to mention. If you have Erwin Morin as your defensive player of the game, you got to give maybe a secondary or co-MVP to Gio Barrera, number 28.
Yeah.
Not only did he come down the field and make a stop there on the kickoff, okay, to have Weslaco High backed up like, at the 20 or 15-yard line, but he also had a big sack late in the game to make it third or fourth and long for
Right.
Weslaco High.
And you know what, Carlos? That all goes back to playing East football, which is they do. They just needed for them to play like that in 4 quarters, and they did just that. The tackling was outstanding, not only for the Wildcats but for the Panthers as well. A lot of great tackles tonight, a lot of open field tackles, and I don't know. That's what the Wildcats had to do, and did just that. We're able to slow down the Panther offense.
And I know there were some penalties that were also on both sides of the football, so it wasn't a totally clean football game, but there were some penalties on the offensive side of the ball for Weslaco High and for Weslaco East. That's something you really don't want. But when you have a game like this and you're trying to win, you know, sometimes maybe, yeah, you are going to grab that jersey a little bit, or there might be a little bit of a penalty that's going to be called and you're not able to get your block or whatever it may be, but there were some penalties that they'll have to clean up, both teams going into next week's game. As far as Weslaco High is concerned, they're going to go on to play Edinburgh North. They will be playing on the road at Richard Flores Stadium, and that'll be a Thursday night game, so we'll have that live on KOS. And once again, Weslaco East, we talked about this earlier, they're going to be they're going to be playing right here at Bobby Lackey Stadium against Robert Vela High School. But let's talk a little bit more about this game. Mike Gonzalez, you also 2 running backs, Ramsey Vasquez and Gio Guerra. They didn't have one of their big men, Russell Garza. They did not have him for this game. He was hurt last week. We didn't see him at all here tonight, but Gio and Ramsey picked up the slack with him missing.
And I think this is the healthiest we've seen Gio Guerra all season long, nursing that ankle injury early on, and ran the ball very hard, the hardest I've seen him run since probably last year. And then Josh Gonzalez also contributed in the backfield. And then you had Ramsey Vasquez, who had some long runs as well, did an outstanding job. We're able to move the ball. And I tell you what, Carlos, and we said it all season long, if the Wildcats can stay away from those penalties, they can move the ball on anybody. And they did just that on that game-winning drive, kicking the field goal. There was no penalties in that drive, and we're able to get those points needed to win the game.
You also got to give a little bit of credit to the Weslaco High defense. You talked about it. I know you did. But they came out, Weslaco East, on their first drive, and Ramsey Vasquez scores on probably a 65-yard touchdown. It was brought back because of a penalty. They did eventually go on to score, but after that, there was nothing else. So the defense for Weslaco High also played pretty well tonight.
They did, Carlos. I mean, they flew to the ball. The tackling was outstanding. I mean, that's pretty much what we saw all night, Carlos, was a chess match between Coach Roy Stroman and Rene Guzman. Which defense was going to step up? Which defense was going to step up most? And it turned out the Wildcats, in the end, were the ones that came in with the big plays in the end.
Yeah, the defense spectacular for Weslaco High. I'm sorry, for Weslaco East, maybe a little bit better because they came out ahead of the game. And then also the offense for Weslaco East, that they do what they normally do. No big surprises there. They've been doing it all season long. I guess the big surprise was how well that defense played here tonight. Also want to give a credit to the players. Because there's always a big rivalry game, intercity rivalry game, but great sportsmanship in this game throughout the entire contest. And after the game, you see the congratulations and they give their high fives. Then they go to the respective areas where the coaches will talk to them. And then afterwards, both teams came together in the middle of the field. A lot of hugs, a lot of slaps on the back, because this was just one of those games could have gone either way.
Right.
It went to favor of Weslaco East, but I think a lot of respect for both these two teams.
No doubt about that. And you got to give a lot of credit to the players, the coaching staff, and even the parents, Carlos, for teaching your children the right way of how to win a game and how to lose a game. You're not going to win every game. Sometimes you got to take the wins and sometimes you got to take the losses. And I mean, being as emotional as this rivalry is, and it's a very special one, in the end, it's all about team sportsmanship. It's about life and the way they shook hands at the end. It was great to see. I think we've seen that for the last couple of years. And yeah, you got to give credit to both head coaches, Carlos, for not allowing the players to not get the emotions, get the best of them. It was a nice, clean game, and I think that's what everybody just wants to see, a hard-fought game by both two of the best programs here in the Rio Grande Valley go after each other, and in the end, Weslaco East was just a little bit better.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of what's going on in Sharyland right now with Sharyland Pioneer and the Sharyland Rattlers, two great programs in one city like that. That's what we're seeing here in Weslaco now, that both teams, we're going to be in the playoffs. Could be, sharing a district championship. That, of course, we still have a lot to be decided as we move forward on with next week. We'll see what happens with Weslaco East and Vela, and then Weslaco High still has to take care of business with Edinburgh North, because Edinburgh North, looking at a playoff team, they're going to be going to the playoffs. So Weslaco High is going to have their hands full also.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, they could use next week as a barometer preparation for the first opponent for the first round of the playoffs, and they just got to keep in mind that, hey, they're still alive for a district championship. All they got to do is win next Thursday and then see what happens next Friday here between Vela and Weslaco East, and take that momentum into the playoffs.
Yep. Congratulations once again, Weslaco East. Mike Burgett, Rene Guzman, Coach Brown, all of the coaches from Weslaco East, also from Weslaco High, on a fantastic game. And the way things ended, it's just a great sportsmanship throughout the contest. All right, for Mike Gonzalez, I'm Carlos Romero. Thanks for joining us here on the Knapp Medical Center post-game show, where it is Weslaco East winning the Tinaco Bowl #8 by a final score of 17-14. We'll see you guys next week.